invited to the fucking barbecue no more.
People in the live chat can't say I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm holding this. If you want to be the best, you gotta beat the best. That is me, the best one, Donnie.
This is Ricky Knows Best, and you are watching We Are Wrestling.
Chris Jericho here. We're going to listen to and watch We Are Wrestling.
We Are Wrestling is going live.
We are live. Are you tired of being in a rush after working a 9-to-5 job just to catch the We Are Wrestling podcast live?
Hey, yo, where the hell is everybody?
Sometimes we lose track of time. Hey, we're wrapping up.
It's a new era of the We Are Wrestling podcast.
What's going on, We Are Wrestling Maniac? Got some news.
Just want to let you guys know that the We Are Wrestling podcast is officially moving to Thursdays starting June 4th.
The We Are Wrestling podcast is moving to Thursdays starting June 4th.
We Are Wrestling podcast is moving to Thursdays.
What's up, We Are Wrestling? We Are Wrestling is going to move to Thursdays starting June 4th.
Be ready.
The We Are Wrestling podcast is officially moving days. Instead of Wednesdays at 5 p.m., it's going to be now on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Tune in. June 4th.
Be there with Donnie, Ben, Danny, and even myself sometimes, your future Thunder champion.
At 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys there.
At 6 p.m. EST. Hope to see you guys there. Don't miss it.
6 p.m. I don't need to miss out on an episode.
There's no more excuses. You have enough time to get home, eat your dinner, and join us live.
Cheers.
The We Are Wrestling podcast is taking over YouTube every Thursday starting June 4th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific.
Yo, the We Are Wrestling podcast is moving to Thursday starting June 4th. You already know.
Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Yo, listen, this is the best wrestler alive, Platinum Max, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Hey everybody, Eric Bischoff here, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Nunzio, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion, and you're watching We Are Wrestling podcast.
We Are Wrestling podcast. Check them out, man.
Stay tuned. Listen to the podcast. Best one, Donnie might teach you a thing or two.
We Are Wrestling.
All right, Chris Jericho here, and we're going to listen to and watch We Are Wrestling.
And if you don't listen to it, then it's one-on-one with The Undertaker. We Are Wrestling.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, your We Are Wrestling predictions champion, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What is going on, everybody? Danny Huckins here, man. 1/3 or 1/4 of the We Are Wrestling podcast, man. It's been a week. We are here, man. We watched Double or Nothing. There's a lot of news and a lot of stuff we're going to be getting into today. It's going to be a jam-packed episode. And might I add, the very last episode on Wednesdays, man. Next week, we move to Thursday, 6 p.m. It's going to be electric.
I should have went to Double or Nothing, Aya. I'm still having major FOMO not being there.
She's rubbing it in, bro. She was like, this fucking fat guy should have went, man.
I should have went. I was going to. Seriously, and I called it from the beginning of my live watch-along that Double or Nothing was going to be one of the best AEW pay-per-views of all time. And we're going to talk about it on this week's episode of the Wrestling
in our defense, and I think I brought this up, 2 weeks ago or whatever. In our defense, though, probably about 2 months ago, we sent in applications to get press passes for that show. That way we'd be able to join the media scrum and all that and, make content for the channel. And we never heard back or whatever. So it's like, if we were potentially going to be getting press passes, why buy tickets when we're not going to need them? So, nobody emailed us. We didn't know what was going on until last minute. So, like you shouldn't be down on yourself that hard. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm down on myself that hard. I had the money put aside. I was going to go, but I just used the excuse of, oh, it's Memorial Day weekend. I just don't want to deal with the traffic. I don't want to deal with the assholes on the road. When I went to Boston Saturday night for Challenge Mania Live, which was a great show, by the way, huge reality TV fan, and I had no traffic on the way there and on the way back. And I think
you should have just shot right up the fucking highway to New York, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like I'm gonna regret this for a while. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're listening to this episode, wherever you get your podcast, leave us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download this episode and give us a follow. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, over on the YouTube channel where you get the best pro wrestling content, live watch-alongs for all the AEW pay-per-views and WWE PLEs. You get reactions. You get vlogs every week, it seems like right now, in the We Are Wrestling universe. Also, live episodes of the We Are Wrestling podcast. This is the last Wednesday live, but we're moving Thursdays starting June 4th. That's right. And if you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos and live streams be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know the grind is real.
The grind is motherfucking real, bro.
Yes, it is, man. And look at all the people here in the live chat. Oh, my goodness. We got Destry here. We got Josh Toy Show. We got Dan the Man. Yo, Donnie, Danny, hope all is well. Been dealing with car problems. Might need a new car.
Yeah, I heard about that, man. I wish you the best of luck in that. Trust me, like, we've had car issues a lot over the last couple months or whatever. So I definitely feel your pain, man. It's a pain.
No, Dan, don't worry, buddy. We're gonna take the best one cruiser to Beyond next Friday. All right, you're good, man. I got you. We got Josh here. Oh man, and I even got to see Muscle Malcolm. I think that's his name. He is one of the best.
Yeah, bro. He's that fucking jacked up dude. That's like, what's your Waffle House order? Bro, I see his fucking clips all the fucking time. I'm like, this dude's in here.
Hey, my boy Pigs and Sigs is here in the live chat. We Are Wrestling members in here. I as a member. We also got Bradley in here. What's up? We got Tyrus. Oh man, everybody's going crazy today. It's the last Wednesday episode, so this is more. We can't be sad about this. This is more of a goodbye. See you never, because we're moving to Thursdays, but we got to enjoy it while we have it. But Danny, I got to ask you, man, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good, man. We had solid wrestling. We had SmackDown, which I thought was a decent episode, compared to how the first half of the year went. Can't wait till SmackDown goes back to fucking 2 hours. Saturday night's main event was good. It wasn't like. There's only so much you can do on a show like that a week before you have a big PLE. You know what I mean? And obviously, to cap it all off, we had Double or Nothing, which was a fucking banger show. One of the best streams that I've had, in a long time. I think I maxed out at 50 viewers at one point. Like, people were just fucking, chilling and having a good time. And it was a good show. So, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. And I hope you guys did too.
Oh, dude, I had such a blast watching Double or Nothing. I know I probably would have had more of a blast if I was there live. I was just having FOMO the entire stream, but it was a great time, though. I still got to hang out with all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs. We did have some great numbers that we ended up having, and it just reminds me why I love pro wrestling when I watch these AEW pay-per-views, because, like, Tony cannot do wrong with these, I feel like. And right now, like, there's levels to this shit. And I said, and I can't believe the amount of freaking heat I got over on X with the IWC when I said this. But right now, there's levels to this shit. And I think the current product, AEW is doing better than WWE. And
Bro, you should have
stand on business.
You should have took screenshots of everything that people were fucking roasting you about.
Oh, here. I'll read them right now.
You could have brought that shit up on stream, and man,
Oh, I'm going to. I got you right now, man. I can pull these up super easy.
This guy got roasted.
Yeah, roasted by somebody with no profile picture that has 16 followers. Yeah, we call that a fucking roast.
That's how it typically is.
And AEW has been killing it, man. And I don't care. I will stand on business because I always say this, and I've been saying this since the very first episode. You and I here at Best One Studios, Danny, I've been saying it. I call out the good when I see it, but you know what? I'm not afraid to call out the bullshit either. And I know it's unpopular for me to say AEW is better than WWE right now, but guess what? It's the truth. And the truth hurts. And I feel like if some of these people that are just so sucked into the WWE universe decide to give AEW a try, at least buy the pay-per-view one time and watch it, guarantee you AEW viewership would go up. But the problem is that people are just stuck in their old ways.
Bro, man, I have a gripe with WWE, like a personal gripe right now. And like, I can't help but to cover the shows just because like it's the biggest company. It does the most views. It does.
They demonetize! They block us! They banned you for fucking Instagram. The last time you were here, you had your Instagram.
Yes, if you guys don't know, last Monday I was posting my reactions to Monday Night Raw, and I close out Instagram, I log back on, and it says that my Instagram account has been suspended. I have since made another one, so I have a secondary account. But you know, I lost it, almost 5,000 followers, and it irritates the fuck out of me. So make sure you guys follow my new Instagram, Danny H Clips, and make sure you guys hit up Instagram and tell them to get my account back because I'm butthurt about it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, dude, I'm
right back
butthurt too. All right, yep, you're good. Do what you gotta do. Because I might as well. I'll read the mean tweets. All right, here I am, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I got a viral video because usually I like to give like a quick like rating or like review as soon as I get off stream. So basically, here's what happened. So I basically said AEW is better than WWE, and here are some of the tweets. I'm just gonna read them to you guys. Starting off with they don't even deserve to be acknowledged with their name. This guy says, Tony Khan doesn't know who you are. Triple H doesn't know who you are. Nobody cares about your opinion because this is the first time I've ever seen you appear on my feed. No one cares. And you know what I said? 8,000 plus say otherwise. That's right. Because We Are Wrestling just hit 8,000 subscribers. And then somebody said this. They said, keep telling yourself that, you diabetes, rotten, fat piece of shit. And then I said, coming from the guy with no profile picture, go back to English and learn how to use proper grammar. And of course, MJF's got the best GIFs on social media. Oh, yeah, with their burner accounts and shit coming at me. But I did also have some people have my back throughout this as well, saying that they're just mad that you're saying the truth and stuff, which I basically had put like the bullseye with like the target, you know. Also, somebody said the level of delusional you marks are on another level right now. And then I had to tell him the truth. I said, nobody's ever going to take the number one spot from WWE. They've been at the top for how long? I still love the WWE, but if you watch both shows, you can clearly tell AEW right now is currently the best product. And then, yeah, just plenty of people just spamming me, man, with a bunch of replies, just going crazy on the X. But honestly,
yeah,
it really did make my weekend more fun because it is kind of entertaining to, you know, troll back at people that are clearly using burner accounts.
Yeah, it's typical. That's typically what happens when that person, the individual, I believe somebody on there called you a fat piece of shit.
Oh yeah, they're
I
like
swear
diabetes, rotten, fat piece.
I
of
swear,
shit
I swear that was a Charles. that was a Charles Mason or an MJF burner account. I swear.
Or TJ Crawford, because I've been pissing him off at the shows lately.
Yeah, he's like, this is my chance to get back at this fat guy.
And that's the funny thing, too, because it's like a lot of people will ask me, like, outside of this YouTube universe, how do you deal with the hate? How do you deal with the trolls? It's one of the questions that you get asked the most when you're making money from creating content. And that's the thing. We're making money doing this shit.
Yeah, but like, you know,
but we also love the game. We love content creating as a whole. So it's like the pros outweigh the cons. Like when I go to like a wrestling convention, for example, I go to Big Event New York twice a year. And every time I go to these events, I'm always meeting new best ones or We Are Wrestling Maniacs. And and that one experience that I have, like Josh Toy Show, we see him and Wavy Boy always in the chat here. I see them at conventions periodically. And when I get to see them, just all of that actually means something. That's why, like, when I see somebody with no profile picture just tweeting, like, oh, you're a fat piece of shit, or your opinion sucks, nobody cares. It's like, am I really going to let that bother me? Am I going to really let that ruin my day? Oh, I'm going to quit doing what I love because somebody that's clearly using a burner account that probably lives in their fucking mother's basement and never got fucked before is coming at me.
That's true, man. Like, you know, it comes with the territory, and like
cancel culture tried to cancel me in the past and they couldn't do it.
When you put yourself out there, like doing this, putting ourselves out there into the public, we're pretty much like putting ourselves out there to be criticized. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, we can say that, you know, AEW is, you know, the worst company on the planet. People will fucking hate it. We'll say it's the best company on the planet. People will fucking hate it. Like, there's no, you know, winning with these people or whatever. You know, it comes with the territory, man. That's why I always make fun of myself before, you know. Yeah, I always say it on my streams, man. I'm just a fat ass dude on the fucking internet streaming, like, you know, whatever. People what I do, people hate what I do, whatever. It's not gonna, you know, make me stop doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too. It's just, I just find it entertaining at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff, because like I've had things said to me that was a lot worse. I've had things in my life happen that were a lot worse. And you just have to have thick skin if you're going to be a content creator. Good thing you and we got them rolls, man.
Bro,
we got more than thick skin.
Bro, my skin is so thick that this is going to sound fucked up and cringeworthy, probably. But like, I even make fun of like the fact that my mother passed away. Like, if somebody comes in my chat, they're like, "Oh, I fucked your mother last night." I'm like, "Well, my mom's dead, so good, you know, good luck with that." You know what I mean?
Well, Christian had some funny lines about fucking Dax's mom.
I banged your mother. But like, you know, don't be a content creator if you don't have
care.
Skin.
If you care what other people think, you're not gonna make it. That's just how it is. Yeah. But I do have some news here from Dan Eddie. Just sent me a message that I can announce something that Dan Eddie has been working on, and it will be officially ready to go next Thursday, June 4th, during our new era of the We Are Wrestling podcast.
What is it?
The We Are Wrestling Discord will be up and running next Thursday.
Oh, shit. We're going to have a Discord, man.
Yes, we are.
I don't use Discord. I don't know how to use Discord.
I don't, but guess what?
I have an account, but
I got a whole week to learn, so we are going to be creating a Discord account for all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there. Just like the content, there's going to be no paid wall behind this. We want to just have all of us in one community, and I think Discord's the best place to do it. So,
and I think
everybody's welcomed.
And I think on Discord, there's a thing you can now. You know, I'm sure Dan Eddie can let me know if I'm mistaken or whatever. Because people ask me all the time, am I like streaming on Discord or whatever? I think you can make like a channel in Discord, and like you can have like watch parties with the actual show playing. So like once a month we can like get together on Discord with like our community and just fucking like pick a show and we just watch it from like, you know, the Vault channel or something like that.
That might be something we do once a month. That'd be a great idea.
We could do like a bunch of cool stuff. So,
but I do want to let you guys know that the Discord, there's going to be no paywall at all. Everybody's welcomed. The people that are, of course, in the live chat, hanging out with us. We want to build the We Are Wrestling community stronger, and let's just have a place to just talk without having trolls and having freaking stupid idiots come.
Dan Eddie, you gotta add me on Discord, bro. I don't know how to add people, so you gotta add me.
And we got freaking 26 total people in here. We appreciate all the love and support. Love you guys. But with that being said, I think it's time we get into the show because we got a lot to talk about, and we might as well start things off with the We Are Wrestling Power of the Poll. every week over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel in our community tab. We put up a poll and we ask you guys a question and we give you guys a week to cast that vote, hoping that you actually go back, hoping that you actually do the research. And we are going back to the Attitude Era because we asked you guys, who's the best tag team in the Attitude Era? And usually there's 4 choices. Only 3 choices this week. And it's between the Hardys, the Dudleys, or Edge and Christian. And here are the results for this week's Power of the Poll.
I'm just going to say it's the Hardys one.
And you're right, Daddy. The Hardy Boys win with 66%, while the Dudleys get second place with 24%, and Edge and Christian get 10%. Do we agree with the Hardys being this week's Power of the Poll winner?
I do. I obviously I like all 3 teams. They were a huge part of my childhood. But like Edge and Christian, like they were only a team for a couple of years. They like in the grand scheme of things or whatever, they were not a team for very long. They broke up in like late 2001, and that was like the last time they were a tag team until now in AEW. So, and obviously the Dudley Boys, one of the most decorated tag teams in WWE. But again, they were in WWE in the grand scheme of things for a very short amount of time. They were not, there a very, very long time because obviously they were Team 3D and TNA and all this stuff, whatever. Obviously the Hardys were too, but the Hardys, they went to TNA later on in their career, whatever. They spent a good majority of their time in WWE, and like the Hardys are still running like as if it's 1999. Like they're still fucking out on the indies grinding. They're in TNA, killing it, fucking TNA, NXT, all that stuff, whatever. It would have been cool to see them, become tag team champions in AEW. That way they could have ran the gauntlet and had tag team titles. But like,
I still think about that to this day.
But like considering everything that, especially the Hardys and especially Jeff, everything that he's put his body through over the years, especially when he was younger than in the TLC matches and the whisper and the winds off the cages and stuff like that, the guy is still running, at a very fast pace for somebody his age, somebody that has gone through the stuff that he's gone through. And if I remember correctly, I don't think he's had maybe one surgery because of wrestling. He's never like been like seriously injured in his entire career, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, with the amount of crazy stuff that he does, you're right. See, from a popular standpoint, I do agree with the Maniacs on this one because the Hardys, I think, are one of the most decorated tag teams of all time. And of course, like if you're looking at these 3, they're all so talented in their own ways. Like there's just little things that you love about each of these tag teams, especially with all the memorable TLC matches, the table matches, the ladder matches.
Yep.
And they've all had very successful careers, whether they were teaming together or being single stars for the most part, except for Devon probably. But I do think that the Hardys definitely deserve this. Me personally, my favorite tag team out of the 3 was always the Dudleys. I loved the Dudleys so much, especially with the Attitude Era and early Ruthless Aggression. But I just think that the Hardys, I'm not surprised with them winning with 66%. Edge and Christian, they were only together for a couple of years.
They got together in '98, I think, as a legit tag team or whatever.
Yep.
And they split in like 2001.
It was 2001 because I remember the cage match that happened, I believe, at Rebellion. It was Christian versus Edge. So, like, they didn't really team that long in WWE.
And that was the last time they teamed until now in AEW.
But the reason why people think that they've teamed all these years, like the Dudleys and like the Hardys, is because Edge and Christian, they grew up together. They were in the same school. They were best friends. And they both trained at the same, like, wrestling academy. And they both came up together. And they both wanted to be the best tag team in the world and win tag team championships at that level. But the cool thing is like, that was their goal, yet both of these guys had very, very successful single runs as well. Edge in the WWE mostly, Christian mostly in TNA and AEW. But man, all three of these tag teams are easily first-class Hall of Famers. And the
100%.
Hardys, man, they're still going.
And like
Edge and Christian too.
Like, yes, but like the Hardys, man, like 25, 26 years after, they debuted in WWE, they're still a massive draw. Like, whenever they have like a meet and greet or a convention appearance, whatever, they always have the longest lines. Like, they helped get TNA a new television deal. I don't know if they would be on AMC right now if it wasn't for the Hardys.
Oh, for sure. Because even with like AEW, like when they first started, Chris Jericho was the reason they got that TV deal to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho and Cody. Yeah. Mostly Jericho. But, I do want to address this real quick. Kevin here in the live chat. Hey, best one, Donnie. Remember this. Knicks in 4. Not happening.
I don't know what that means.
Well, the New York Knicks, the Brooklyn Nets rival, they just made the NBA Finals. Danhausen has been coaching the other team that have been playing them, and the Knicks have actually been dominating and winning games. Because
I know Danhausen cursed the Cavaliers, I think it is, because of fucking The Miz.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations to the Hardy Boys winning with 66%. Dudley's in second, Edge and Christian in third. But if you guys want to be a part of the power of the poll, there's no excuses for next week because there's an extra day you have since we are going to be going live on Thursdays starting next Thursday, June 4th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. Next week's power of the poll, the King of the Ring is right around the corner, and we're supposed to be getting some bracket news and stuff. Well, we're asking you guys, who's the worst King of the Ring winner of all time? The 4 choices you have are Mabel in 1995, Billy Gunn in 1999, William Regal in 2008, or Baron Corbin in 2019. If you want your voice to be heard, you can cast your vote over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel in our community tab.
I'd probably go Baron Corbin. When Mabel was King of the Ring, my mind might be playing tricks on me or whatever. But did he used to get brought out on like a legitimate throne and like he had to have like fucking guys like carrying it to the ring?
Oh yeah, usually like guys carrying it would be like maybe like 3 or 4 of them, but like with Mabel they had like 10 or 11.
Because I think the Hardys, when they were still up and coming and doing jobs for WWE, I think at King of the Ring or something, they were they're the ones that were like carrying him, because I remember seeing a clip in one of the documentaries.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys have time to look back at some of these worst King of the Ring winners. So cast your vote. Let your voice be heard. But real quick, I will answer this question from Kevin. Do you think AEW Double or Nothing 2026, like people say, is one of the best pay-per-views of the year? You will find out in just a moment because we are going to be reviewing AEW's Double or Nothing. And our main event topic will be our predictions for Clash in Paris, which will be happening this Sunday.
I do want to address this real quick, because obviously, like, I am a huge proponent of people getting into content creation if it's something that they really enjoy doing or whatever. And Josh said, as a content creator, I try to be as consistent as much as possible, but life gets in the way. Gets in the way with everybody, man. Like, Donnie has a 9-to-5 job plus 2 channels or whatever that he fucking consistently
full time,
edits and works on, and films videos or whatever. I have a wife, I have 3 kids, I have responsibility around the house, whatever. So it does get in the way sometimes. And like, depending on the kind of content that you do, you could always record in batch. So like, say you have a free night on Saturday, from maybe like, 7 to 9 p.m. or whatever it is, just film a bunch of videos. That way you can chip away at them during the week or whatever, and you'll have a couple days worth of videos.
I wish that I had it with me right now, Josh. But one thing I do recommend you get, because I do see a lot of your toy hunts and stuff, you do go to Target, you do go to Walmart, get yourself a planner, dude. It comes in clutch. Yeah. And it really helps me control what I can do so that the people around me aren't feeling neglected. I'm able to do all my content. I'm able to do my job. So honestly, dude, a planner will come in clutch. I recommend that for anybody that's a small content creator out there. But getting back, man, we got some things to talk about. The We Are Wrestling podcast, of course, moving to Thursday starting June 4th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. last Wednesday episode this week. But we do have some We Are Wrestling is Unreal shirts available now on ProWrestlingTees.com. And let me tell you guys, you better get these shirts. That's all I'm going to say.
That's all I was going to say, man.
So much premium content here on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. And one thing that we've been doing very consistently in the month of May is uploading new vlogs every Friday or Saturday. And we have a brand new one up on the channel. My first time going to Awesome Championship Wrestling at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center in Poughkeepsie, New York. So much greatness happened during that show. And it's a fun one, man. I can't believe the professionalism with Awesome Championship Wrestling. Didn't even feel like an indie show that I went to. But really good vlog.
How was it? I've seen the show that MJF was on where he fought what's his face and then gave him a contract. I can't remember his name. But
Alec Price. That was
Alec Price.
That was, I believe, Limitless Wrestling that happened.
Are you sure? I thought that was I thought that was ACW.
Nope, wasn't ACW. But man, let me tell you, dude, great show overall. Andrade versus Richard Holiday, such a banger. We got some really good clips and everything from this vlog. And you can even hear me getting the section all riled up too. Colin Hammerstone, Bowser, that got everybody going.
I was wondering why you had Bowser on the fucking thumbnail.
Oh, he'd be looking like Bowser. But we also do have a vlog with the OG Big Three of the We Are Wrestling pod. Blitzkrieg Pro, it was never just a phase. The Headbangers, Becca, Charles Mason, Sammy Diaz, Gina, referee for Blitzkrieg, referee in the Indies in the New England area, gets a massive pop. This is a very fun vlog. Highly recommend you guys check that out if you haven't. Also, New England Fan Fest vlog is out on the channel as well. Got to meet Vince Russo, got to meet Demolition and Davey Boy Smith. And of course, Rod Buddies, WWE fan, goes the Indie Show Part 2. If you haven't seen this yet, what the hell are you doing? Gotta watch that video. But this Friday's vlog will be the second House of Glory show that I went to, and I met JD from New York. So stay tuned for that vlog. Coming out this Friday. But Blitzkrieg Pro, We Are Wrestling, proud sponsor. They're going to be having their biggest show of the year in Enfield, Connecticut on Saturday, June 27th. The Blitzkrieg Luau, the 7th one. Oh, man, We Are Wrestling will be sponsoring TNA star Bear Bronson versus the Blitzkrieg Bedlam champion, Charles Mason. Also on the card, we do have Fans Bring the Pool Toys. Oh, this is another good one. This is a ritual. We got Bobby Orlando wrestling. Then we do have ourselves a 6-man intergender match here with Gabby Fours, Notorious Bibi, and Harley Hudson versus some up-and-coming guys in Blitzkrieg, Devious Cass and the Dolphin Funeral. And, of course, Sammy Diaz, our boy, will be going against TNA star Rich Swann. And there's going to be so much talent that are going to be there as well. And there's going to be a big Mother of All Scrambles Rumble match as well. Names are getting announced consistently. So if you guys want to find out who's going to be entering the Mother of All Scrambles, go follow Blitzkrieg on social media. And, of course, if you haven't seen a Blitzkrieg Luau vlog and you're contemplating whether or not you want to watch it live on IWTV or going to the show in Enfield, Connecticut, making the travel, making the trip, you can go watch all the vlogs we have on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. There's so much Luau stuff on there that if these vlogs don't convince you that you need to watch this show, I recommend it because literally 1 year, Dijak showed up immediately after his contract with WWE expired. He showed up on that show. So anything can happen.
It's like the fucking Royal Rumble back when it was filled with surprises.
It's great. There's a lot of surprises.
I'm not sure, but I think in my Monday Night Raw vlog, Tyrus informed me that he signed up for IWTV because of Blitzkrieg Pro. So
hell yeah, dude. IWTV, man, it's a great place.
Did you hear what AEW is going to be doing?
I did. With the My AEW, they're going to be showcasing more independent wrestling companies, and I love that. Absolutely love that. But before we get into our TV recap, Danny, what is your highlight of the week this week in the wrestling world?
My highlight of the week would have to be Copeland and Christian, winning tag team titles again or whatever. It just brought me back to, being, 11 years old or whatever. Back when like they were running wild in the Attitude Era and, being tag team champions and going up against the Hardys and Dudleys and, Mosh and Thrasher and, the Mean Street Posse and all the Conquistadors. It was fantastic, and it was a great match. Like overall, like that's a match that everybody needs to go see. So that's definitely my highlight, just because it brought me back to my childhood.
Hell yeah. Tyrus here saying Blitzkrieg Pro is my go-to from home now. Hell yeah, I love that, Tyrus. Love hearing that, dude. Blitzkrieg, one of the best indie companies in the area. One of the most underrated, in my opinion, that doesn't get talked about enough. But getting into my highlight of the week this week, it's got to be AEW Double or Nothing because, oh man, I felt like a kid again watching this show just from start to finish. But if I had to pick one thing in particular, dude, I think I might have to give it to Swerve and Bandito, dude, because I couldn't believe some of those spots that they did.
Bro, that house call where he was standing on top of the fucking shoulders of Bandito.
Yeah.
Insane, bro.
Insane, dude. Like when I saw that, there was like not one mistake in that match. Like it was just smooth as butter. Bandito proving like why he deserves to be showcased on these pay-per-views more and more. Got to get him out of Ring of Honor. But I just think overall, dude, AEW Double or Nothing was such a banger of a pay-per-view.
Doesn't mean the entire show was good. Like there's like one or two matches on the card or whatever that could have easily been saved for like Dynamite or whatever. But like overall, my enjoyment of the show was fucking like, a 10. So
all right. Well, I think with that being said, we might as well get into the We Are Wrestling TV recap. And we're going to start things off with AEW Double or Nothing. It's time for the We Are Wrestling Podcast weekly TV recap. This is where, on the We Are Wrestling Podcast, we talk about the highlights that have happened on wrestling television during the week because there's so much wrestling to consume. I know I don't have the time to watch all of it. Danny, I know you don't have the time. And I'm sure a lot of the people here in the live chat, the 30 people that are hanging out with us, don't have the time to watch everything that's happening. So with the We Are Wrestling TV recap, this is our way of recapping some of those highlights. And we're going to start off with AEW Double or Nothing. We're going to review the show. And then, of course, we're going to get into some stuff that happened on WWE. Well, let's start things off with the Double or Nothing buy-in. I actually, for once, was on stream literally at 7 o'clock when the buy-in started. I think I only missed the first Mick Foley thing when he said he was all elite, but I didn't miss the matches. So starting things off, we had a 5-minute tag match, basically like some Eliminator style match where Lena Cross and Megan Bayne, the tag team champions, faced Zeta Steel and Vita Van. And this match pretty much was just an easy squash here. It was great to see Zeta Steel like actually on like the pay-per-view or whatever. I thought that was good. But overall, we all knew what happened here. Megan Bayne and Lena Cross, they just can't be stopped, which is why they ended up winning. But we did get the return of Anna Jay and Ty Mello. And it looks like they have their eyes set on the tag team championships going after Lena and Megan. Moving on to the next buy-in match here, we do have the trios match. The Ops, Hook, Shibata, and Anthony Bowens, the newest member, versus the Death Riders, Wheeler Yuta, Claudio, and Daniel Garcia. And going into this match, pretty much, they've been feuding ever since the whole Will Ospreay thing, because with the Death Riders, they pretty much after the Jon Moxley match, Don Callis family tried to take out Will Ospreay, breaking his neck again, but the Death Riders took Will Ospreay under his wing to bring back that killer assassin. But the Ops feel like he should have gotten help from them. So that's kind of where the rivalry is. So it actually made sense, this match, to be on the card. But, of course, the Death Riders, they are just on a roll, and they can't be stopped. So Daniel Garcia, Claudio, and Wheeler Yuta ended up winning the match. And then we get into our sponsored 10-man tag match, sponsored by Vita Coco Water.
Yeah, I came in at the tail end of this match, but I didn't
Boom
really
and
give a
Doom
shit
in the
about it.
collaboration versus Shane Taylor Promotions. And honestly, I will say for a sponsored match, because usually I'm not the biggest fan of sponsored matches, this was just one of them that was just fun. I don't care for Shane Taylor Promotions. I really don't care for the collaboration. Don't really care for Boom and Doom. I said this on my stream, and I do love that AEW does these pre-show matches because it's just a way, like, if you go to the show, like, you go to the concessions, you use the restroom, you go get some merchandise, you're not missing anything crazy.
Yeah.
And I just think it's cool that, like, they're giving their wrestlers opportunities to get reps in. But the highlight of this was Eddie Kingston making his hometown return, getting a nice big pop from everybody. Ortiz coming out with him, which, man, I don't know why Eddie Kingston's not being featured on regular AEW TV.
I don't know, man. They just, I was so
He's such a good storyteller.
When I first started watching AEW, like, Eddie Kingston was one of the guys I enjoyed the most, like, watching, whatever, besides obviously Punk or whatever, because that's when I started watching. And like, Eddie Kingston, he's got the attitude, he's got the music, he's got the the mic skills or whatever. Like, you buy in everything that he says.
He's a great storyteller.
It's just, Tony Khan is not really into people that can sell a good story. He's into people that can sell a good match, and maybe that's just not, that's not Eddie Kingston's forte. Who knows?
Yeah, but they're also trying to, like, give Ortiz something to do, so they are having these guys team up together. I do think eventually they'll probably bring them up to, like, AEW again. I think right now they're teaming on Ring of Honor. But, of course, afterwards we get Mick Foley coming back out to the ring, and MJF interrupts Mick Foley because he didn't like what he said about his prediction going into that main event, picking Darby Allin over MJF. MJF kicked Mick Foley right in the nuts. That was great. I thought that this segment was going to happen, like, either this Dynamite if Foley was there, or it was going to happen next week. I'm glad it happened on the buy-in because it actually gave you a reason to tune in.
I honestly, and I said this on my stream or whatever, and I think even Tyrus can, if he was there. I don't know. I can't remember when he joined the stream or whatever. But I even said this on my stream or whatever. I was like, I feel like this is going to set Mick Foley, and he's going to end up some way getting involved in the main event. It didn't happen, but, like, like,
seeds are planted.
Yeah, the seeds are planted. And I remember a couple years ago, Mick Foley and MJF, I guess they had a discussion about, having MJF face Mick Foley for his, like, final match, retirement match, whatever.
Which I can confirm that is 100% true. Because
MJF was like doing media and taking jabs at Foley or whatever, and that was going to end up setting up a program. But Foley had to end up going through a bunch of health problems at that point or whatever. But, like, people are saying this, nonstop, the last several days since Double or Nothing, about, like, oh, Mick Foley shouldn't be in the ring. He shouldn't do this. He shouldn't do that. I feel like if Foley wanted to do
limited capacity.
I feel like if he wanted to do it and he could get himself into really good shape, which he has lost a lot of weight over the last year.
I believe over 150 pounds.
Bro, if there's anybody I trust on this fucking planet to make Mick Foley have a fantastic last match and make him look good, it's MJF. Fucking MJF, bro.
Are you kidding
MJF can make Mick Foley look like $1 million.
Oh, I agree. I do hope that they do give him a commissioner role. I know you and I were both talking about that in our group chat.
But then
I was talking about that last week on the show.
But I also heard that people are saying that that's probably not going to happen because Tony Khan likes the fact that people know that he's the one that books the shows. So like it won't really, Like, I just won't come off well.
I don't know. I just think an on-roll authority just always makes the shows better. That's like one of the few things that I do like about Triple H's style of creative. Like one of the few things.
Yeah.
Few.
But
is
Mick
the
Foley
general
was
manager.
Mick Foley was the commissioner in 2000. Like, that was fantastic television.
Hell yeah,
bro.
bring
Like,
it back.
every week he'd have
especially
his
with
fucking,
the chaos that AEW TV is. That would just make it better. It's for the sickos.
every
Imagine
week,
Mick Foley, the biggest sicko of them all, being the general manager. That's makes perfect
every
sense.
week he would have his commissioner office, and like 1 week he'd have it in a bathroom, the next he'd have it in a boiler room, the next he would have it in the fucking parking lot. Like, it would just be fucking absolutely hysterical.
Well, the thing I really liked about all of this was Mick Foley's words to Darby Allin, because even myself, I'm a huge MJF guy. I will always root for MJF, but watching this, and Foley just knows how to use his words, probably because he is one of the best authors out there, #1 seller. I wanted Darby. Like, in that moment, I wanted Darby. Because Darby is for like the people who got picked on, for the people who just were said like in their life that they're going to be a fucking bum and be a loser and not live up to their expectations. So like Foley here, I love this because it got me more excited for the main event.
Oh, 100%. Like, bro, like Mick Foley is a fucking god, man. Like, if this guy has the right to do anything he wants on the show, whether it's a commissioner role, whether it's, just a, sort of like, get in the corner of some talent or whatever they need a push. Like, I went on Mick Foley's Instagram and I looked at the comments underneath his graphic. Since I've started watching AEW in 2021, I have never, and I mean never, seen that kind of outpouring of support for somebody signing to AEW ever. Like, I didn't get that with Punk. I didn't get that with anybody. Adam Copeland. Like,
can I tell you why?
Bro, people just love fucking Mick Foley. And I'm telling you this right now. If anybody in this chat ever slanders Mick Foley, you're automatically fucking banned. Because, like, this guy is a fucking god amongst
He's a legend.
Everybody.
And I've met him multiple times, and
he was at the Wrestling Classic. We fucking got to hang out with him and fucking take a picture.
All my experiences with Foley, I think I've met him 4 or 5 different times. They've all been 10 out of 10 experiences. One of the nicest guys. He gets it. And that's the thing, like, about Mick Foley, man. The reason why people just love him and they're so happy for him, because AEW, the style of wrestling that we get in AEW, Foley created it. That's why everybody's happy for Mick Foley here. Plus, Foley has a very strong fan base who's going to support him through thick and thin.
Did you hear what Matt Hardy said on his podcast this week?
About Foley?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. What did he say?
So, John Alba and him were talking, and the entire episode was about Mick Foley and, like, his legacy or whatever. This was obviously before Double or Nothing. But, like, Matt told the story that, obviously, Mick Foley is huge into, like, Christmas and Santa Claus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Every December, Foley dresses up like Santa, and he sends postcards and he sends videos to Matt for his kids.
Oh,
that
awesome.
way they can have a special Christmas and they can, believe in Santa Claus or whatever. Like, that's the kind of person Mick Foley is, bro.
That warms my heart, man. I love hearing that. And Matt Hardy's also such a nice guy as well. Yeah. But with that being said, let's get into the official card. Look at that, sold out. Louis Armstrong Stadium, 15,000.
Have they ever ran this building before?
They have.
I love the fucking the stage setup, bro. It was like, because like when you walk around Manhattan or New York, whatever,
you have those like poles and stuff. I loved it. Like it reminded me of like an Attitude Era, like Ruthless Aggression stage, where like it just didn't feel too like 8K and like didn't feel too like flashy. Like it had
I'm telling you this.
Loved it.
If Tony Khan really wants to outdo WWE, and if he really does want to like go to the next level, WWE doesn't do it. Obviously, he knows everybody loved like the unique stages for like pay-per-views and stuff like that. If Tony Khan really wanted to, and this proves that he can do it, every pay-per-view should have a stage that replicates, like, whether it's a city they're in or something, like maybe they have like a cage match or whatever, and there's like fencing around like the cage, kind of like how they had it at the ECW arena or whatever. If he really wants to outdo WWE, he should fucking do that. Every single
And I love that
pay-per-view.
and I love that he's like doing, like, he's going to these unique venues too. Because I think it's making the TV shows more fun to watch.
I think that we're going to be at Arthur Ashe Stadium for the show, but it's under renovation or whatever. So.
It is. But I still loved everything about, like, the whole venue itself here.
Oh, yeah.
But let's get into the first match we have for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, the I Quit match. I'm going to let you take it away.
I love this match. I don't love the placement of it. I feel like this match should have not been on first. I feel like they could have done the women's title match. They could have done, maybe Konosuke and Takeshita. They could have done Swerve and Bandito. They could. There's so many matches that they could have made first. I just, in like the number one thing for a 10 out of 10 match is the placement of that match, and I just feel like this is a blood feud that's going on right now. And like, if you're gonna throw the tag team titles on these guys for the first time in 25, 26 years, however long it's been, I feel like you should have made people wait for it instead of just putting on this match first or whatever. It would have just fucking, like, the anticipation would have been through the roof. You know what I mean?
I disagree. I think having this as the opening match, that is how you set the fucking bar for AEW Double or Nothing.
Yeah, but think of how many other matches they could have done that could have done the same thing. Bandito, you're telling me you wouldn't have gotten that same feeling for Bandito versus Swerve? Or Samoa Joe and Ospreay?
I would have, but this was a good feel. This was a feel-good moment for us who grew up in the Attitude Era, because we loved Edge and Christian. We loved the Hardys. We loved the Dudleys.
Absolutely.
So this was just one of those feel-good moments. And honestly, to start the freaking show off with Adam Copeland and Christian winning the tag titles, it's like, let's fucking go. And then after that, immediately we get into Takeshita and Okada. I thought the placement was perfect having this start off, because you're basically telling all the guys and the girls in the back, all right, you need to go out there and you need to top this. And you know what happened? It was a domino effect throughout this entire freaking show of them just going all out with these matches. And look at the feedback that this show has gotten. And I think a lot of it has to do with this I Quit match starting off, because this was one of those long-term storylines that's been happening on AEW TV for the majority of the year. They have been building this for months and this moment. So I think having this start the show, right call.
I mean, we can agree to disagree. I love the match. Everything about the match was just fucking perfect.
Especially Christian, dude, with the mic.
I'm just
saying the go fuck yourself, going back to that moment with Adam Copeland. And then also saying, like, I banged your mom to Dax, getting the crowd hyped about that. Like, they did great with every spot in this match.
Oh, absolutely. Like, and like, they got to have a street fight I Quit match.
That was a great spot with Beth coming back.
They got to have an I Quit street fight without any blood, and it was so effective. I will say I did not like this part for one simple reason. I was watching it, right? And you can kind of tell the spikes of the bat were not real, because they were fucking moving back and forth like fucking rubber bands.
Yeah, but you gotta be safe with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But new tag team champions, Adam Copeland and Christian, 25 years in the
insane, bro. They're gonna be having a 5-second pose tonight on the show on Dynamite, apparently.
Well,
the first time in
25 coming out years. Tomorrow on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, because I am gonna be starting to react to AEW stuff now, since they'll allow me, unlike the other place. But moving on to the next match, I'll take this one away. We have for the AEW International Champion, Okada defending the title against Takeshita. Another long-term storyline. And man, they killed it. This match was just art. Like, I felt like I was just at like a freaking museum watching like somebody sculpt something. Yeah. And like, it was just art. Like, I love the storyline that they've done with the Don Callis family. I've said it since day one with the group. Don Callis family is perfect for television. because you put any good guy, any babyface against them, that good guy is going to get a big reaction because everybody hates Don Callis. And Takeshita, it seems like he's starting to go off on his own, as he should. And Okada just being the top guy in the Don Callis family, it's just, there's a lot of tension there. And I like that they built it up. Like, they teamed up at the last pay-per-view against the Young Bucks. Now they're going against each other for the title. And Takeshita ends up winning it. That surprised me because I thought Don Callis was going to screw Takeshita here. But I'm glad that, because at first I questioned this decision. And I thought this was a missed opportunity. But then the Protostar showed up. And I understand why they did what they did here. Which, man, Fletcher looks great. If you haven't checked out his vlog, recommend it. 10 out of 10. So, of course, he comes out having Takeshita's back because the family was about to attack Takeshita. But Kyle Fletcher turned on him, which, my God. Let me tell you this right now. One of the best, like, babyface, he got a babyface pop. The whole place lost their freaking mind. But then when he hit the clothesline, asshole chant, boo, you suck. Like, I've never seen that, like, turn. Like, I've never seen that in a long time.
Bro, like, Kyle Fletcher coming back was, like, just, like, the perfect thing.
Amazing.
You know?
Absolutely amazing.
I watched his vlog that he posted. One of my favorite things now is watching whenever Kyle Fletcher posts a new vlog or whatever. And he vlogged for like 3 months, and the video just went up yesterday. And fucking from the time he got injured to the time he made his return at Double or Nothing. Like,
I don't know about you, Daddy, but I love like when he does the little transition, like to the camera when he just goes. But yeah, dude, Fletcher took out Takeshita, and then we got a little bit of tension there with Fletcher and Okada holding the international title. I feel like at some point we're going to get a triple threat match. Fletcher versus Okada versus Takeshita. But, man, this was a great return. This was a fantastic return overall. But moving on, we do have the first round of the Owen Hart Cup for the women. We have Mina versus Athena. And I just don't understand why Athena is not being featured on AEW TV. I understand she's like having this long historical tribal chief run with the Ring of Honor Championship. I believe 1,200 days now she's held that belt. But like it felt like last All In, they were actually going somewhere with Athena, and then she kind of just went back to Ring of Honor and did nothing. So I hope that this time around, like with the Owen Hart Cup, I think the direction that they might be going in is having Athena win, and then maybe she dethrones Tekla for the championship. I hope that's the direction they go in, because I do think Athena needs to be featured regularly in the AEW women's division, especially because right now we don't have Britt Baker, we don't have Timeless Toni Storm, and we don't have Mercedes Moné right now. So I do think Athena to be on AEW.
And I said this on my stream or whatever. I was hoping Athena, was gonna win, and everybody else in my chat was like, "No, Mina should win. I was like, "No, like Athena's been in she was a huge star in NXT Black and Gold. Went to the main roster. Vince didn't really, sort of fucked up her booking. Didn't really, treat it like a big deal. Comes to AEW, instantly goes to Ring of Honor. She's been majority of her time in AEW. There's people probably that have been watching AEW for years that don't even realize she signed to the company because she spent most of her time in Ring of Honor. It's been very few far in between big moments for her in this company, and I feel like she really deserved this because, like, regardless of how her booking's been, I've heard she's never complained about her, being on Ring of Honor, not really being on Dynamite or anything like that.
Well, I can tell you why. The reason why she's not complaining is because she knows right now her and the other women in that Ring of Honor locker room are the only reason there's a few hundred thousand people that are watching Ring of Honor. It's because of her. These pay-per-views, people are going to them because of her.
Oh, 100%. But
like that Roman Reigns treatment.
But you gotta look at it, bro. Like, how many people that are in Ring of Honor, are like they're Ring of Honor champions and they're still showcased on Dynamite and Collision weekly.
Yeah.
Like, she's only had what, maybe 4, maybe 5 appearances at most on AEW TV, not including Ring of Honor. Like, she deserved this big moment. I'm happy as shit.
And overall, Athena and Mina, they absolutely killed it. Great match, especially because they had to wrestle each other after the Okada and Takeshita match and that I Quit. So the fact that these two went out and put on the match that they did, they deserve all the credit in the world because that's a fucking challenge.
I'm waiting for her to drop that Ring of Honor championship and be on Dynamite or something full time. I'm waiting, and it should have happened at the last pay-per-view. I'm waiting for that to happen, bro. It needs to happen.
We'll have to wait and see. But I'll let you take this one.
Moxie and Kyle O'Reilly. It was a good back and forth match. This, again, when I was talking about, there were maybe a match here, a match there, whatever that could have been saved for Dynamite. This match didn't necessarily feel like a pay-per-view-esque kind of a match. It was a good match. Obviously, Moxie and Kyle O'Reilly are good workers. It was kind of hilarious because Jim Ross couldn't remember Kyle O'Reilly's name at one point. He was like, the young kid. Kyle O'Reilly's in like the best shape of his career, over the last couple of years. So, he's really bulked up or whatever. But I enjoyed this match, but I wasn't emotionally invested into it. It was a good match. It was a decent match. But again, I don't think people wouldn't have felt any different if it was on a Dynamite. You know what I mean? Just didn't have that feel to me. I don't know.
Well, I will say pay-per-view wise, it did make sense for these guys to compete here. Yes, this could have been on a Dynamite or a Collision or maybe one of those AEW TV specials that they do. But I do think
could have been on tonight. Tonight's going to be 3 hours.
But I do think with the history that these guys have, I think that this was the right call to make this happen at Double or Nothing, because Jon Moxley and the Death Riders, it seems like they're keeping that same I don't give a fuck attitude.
Yeah.
But they do seem like they are starting to become baby faces slowly, at least engaged with the fans, similar to Stone Cold, mostly in his Attitude Era run, which I do like because these guys, Jon Moxley did tap out to Kyle O'Reilly twice. They did have a match on Dynamite where they both went over the time limit, which is what led to this match happening with no time limit for the championship. So it did make sense because these guys have had wrestled each other multiple times. So it wasn't just one of those Tony Khan, typical random, all right, I need to use these guys, let me just throw them in a match. There was actual animosity. There was history. Jon Moxley, even. This is the funny thing.
But
real quick. Jon Moxley never posts on social media. But he posted a picture of this match graphic on Instagram. And I think that was his first post in 2 or 3 years. So you could definitely tell Jon Moxley was excited to work with a guy like Kyle O'Reilly. And I think this was a great way for them to just close the chapter.
Oh, I 100% agree. But considering we had, Copeland and Christian, winning the tag team titles for the first time in 25 years. You had, Takeshita versus Okada. You had Samoa Joe versus Will Ospreay. You had Swerve versus Bandito. MJF versus Darby. Those are big time matches. I didn't get that same feeling with this match.
No, I hear you. It's definitely not one of them. But every pay-per-view, I do believe you have to have some of these type of matches to really get you, it's a roller coaster ride. If the roller coaster was always going to the top and it never went down, what's the fun in that? So it's a roller coaster ride. But overall, I'm glad that they're starting to have the Death Riders become baby faces. I do think it's a better role for them, especially with what they're doing with Will Ospreay. I love.
Now, is Will Ospreay I have not really been I've been watching clips or whatever, but I have not been keeping up with Dynamite or whatever. Is Ospreay legitimately a member of the Death Riders?
He's not, but basically what happened was last pay-per-view Dynasty, Jon Moxley beat him, of course.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
And then basically Don Callis' family tried taking him out with a broken neck, and then the Death Riders came to Will Ospreay's aid, and then basically abducted him. And basically what they wanted was to bring back that killer, that assassin that they know he's capable of. So they're doing this underdog story, somebody who literally had neck surgery, basically rebuilding, reclaiming what's his. And I think the Death Riders are just trying to bring that killer out in Will Ospreay.
I kind of agree with
respect.
I kind of agree with Angelo Rodriguez. Why the Death Rider still thing? Because 1 minute they're baby faces, 1 minute they're heels. Like we still haven't gotten a resolution as to why John Moxley cut that fucking rah speech at fucking World's End after he won the fucking title, and we had the best locker room on the planet. Fucking 3 months ago, he was trying to shut the entire fucking company down. Like he doesn't know. He doesn't know if he's coming or going.
But you see, that's why I'm okay with them going in this babyface route, because they're not going to get the heat that they got when John Moxley was holding the AEW championship hostage. They're not going to ever get to that level again. So it only makes sense that they are helping Will Ospreay because it's going to have a bigger payoff going into All In. And there might be more story to it that we don't know yet, because there's things that I'm noticing throughout this show. There's a lot of little Easter eggs. If you really have to go back and see, and we'll talk about what happened at the end of the show. I'll talk about that Easter egg, but there is a lot of interesting things that are happening, and they are doing storytelling. It's just WWE, they remind you more than AEW. And that's something that I do believe Tony Khan and AEW have to do a better job with, is reminding us of these moments that are happening.
I will say
that the pieces in the puzzle, when you're trying to put them together, watching the pay-per-views or watching the shows, you understand what's happening and you're engaged.
I will say I love what AEW does. For every single match, they have a graphic, they have a vignette and a video package,
no commercial.
Pretty much reminding everybody how we got to this point or whatever. No ads, no commercials, stuff like that.
And we need that on Dynamite.
It obviously helps that people, in order to watch the pay-per-view, they have to pay fucking $40. So I mean, that does kind of help. You know what I mean? But I do like that, because there are people that watch, like me. I haven't really been keeping up with the weekly shows or whatever, but I watch all the pay-per-views. I go live for all the pay-per-views. So somebody that hasn't really been feeling Dynamite lately, to have video packages showing what happened leading up to this certain match on this.
They gotta do that. I agree.
They do it all the time. I fucking love it.
That's one of the reasons with AEW TV why it's not as good as WWE a lot of the times, because they really just don't really remind us what's happening with the little Easter eggs and stuff. So I hope that AEW does continue to get better with that, because the pay-per-views, they do a great job.
They got better with it. They got better with it for Backlash, whatever. WrestleMania was a fucking travesty.
Yeah. But moving on, we do have another Owen Hart Cup tournament first round match. Will Ospreay, Samoa Joe. This is one of the matches I was the most excited about, because Samoa Joe is my guy in TNA back in the day. But I thought this was a great match to just build Will Ospreay up as that underdog. I see the long-term story that they're doing here, and I think they're setting up Will Ospreay to win this whole tournament and actually win the world championship and just really claim what's his. And I like it because it reminds me of the time when Seth Rollins first got injured, and then he came back and did the whole rebuild, reclaim, redesign. This is what it's reminding me of, and I think it's a great way to build Will Ospreay back up. But they put on a great match. Ospreay won. I knew this was going to be a banger.
Bro, I've been saying this for a long time. People need to put some respect on Samoa Joe's name, because that dude has been one of the most consistent workers from the time he was in TNA to the time he was in WWE to now being in AEW. I cannot remember Samoa Joe having a bad match at all. The dude can work any kind of style. He can work with anybody. You know what I mean? Not everybody can do that. Not everybody Samoa Joe size can go in there and have a fantastic match with somebody like Will Ospreay.
He told a great story in that match, too.
Exactly. Put some respect on this fucking guy's name, because he's absolutely phenomenal.
But here's the big reason why I love this. Because Will Ospreay, usually 9 out of 10 times, the man is never the underdog in the match. But when you're in the ring with a legitimate badass like Samoa Joe, you are the underdog. So
when
I think
Samoa Joe is beating you down, bro, I legitimately believe he could fucking kill you by looking at you.
Because his words have impact. His motions have impact.
Oh yeah.
But
100%.
overall, great freaking match. Ospreay proving why he's one of the best in-ring professional wrestlers in our generation.
Bro, that hidden blade to the back of the neck. Oh my god.
Beautiful. Bro. And I'll let you take this one away because this match.
Can we just sit here and appreciate Swerve's new song, bro? Like at first I did not like it. It's grown on me with like the red graphics and the fucking like the fireworks or whatever, like the little fucking pyro that he has. This match was phenomenal. You know, one of my favorite spots in this match was obviously when Swerve was on the shoulders of Bandito and gave him that fucking house call. Bro, that
I
shit
can't believe they
brutal.
did that. One try, no botch in this match like happened, and they were doing some risky fucking shit.
Yeah. This match was hard hitting. You know, they really like went for it or whatever, pulled no punches. It was just an overall fantastic match, and like Bandito and Swerve, bro, like they it's
so good.
It's like milk and cereal, like the kind of chemistry or whatever that they have in the ring. It's absolutely
it was a thing of beauty, and I said it. I wouldn't be upset if they ran this match back at like All In or the newest pay-per-view in July. I wouldn't be upset at that. Like maybe put the Ring of Honor championship up on the line or something. Because hey, Swerve holding that championship, that has some weight to it. Like I would maybe consider watching Ring of Honor if he was on the weekly shows.
Mm-hmm.
But this was a great match overall. I think both the Owen Hart Cup like first round matchups for the men, they more than delivered, and I think it was the right call putting it on Double or Nothing.
Oh, absolutely.
And then moving on, we do have our Women's World Championship Fatal 4-Way match. Tekla defending the championship against the returning Sheeta versus Chris Statlander versus JB Hayter. And Tekla, what a dominant championship run she's had. This was definitely one of the more weaker matches on the card, only because of how great overall the show was. And you got to have like one that's weak. I'm not saying this was a bad match whatsoever, because all four women did show up and deliver. Like if it was an average pay-per-view, this probably would have been like in the top like 5 for the card. But because they had to go against immediately after Bandito, Swerve, same thing, Ospreay, Joe, like it just was unfortunate for them. But I think despite the circumstances, just like Athena and Mina, they did a really good job in the role that they were given.
Yeah.
And also, Sheeta, it looks like we're getting a heel turn with her because her and Chris Statlander were having some issues. And I think tonight they got a Philly street fight.
Yeah, I said that Tekla was going to win this match. I actually did not get to watch this entire match because I had to throw in a load of laundry or whatever. By the time I came back, it was already over or whatever. But I called it that like there was no reason for Tekla. Like she's, you know, been a phenomenal champion. So like there's no reason why, you know, they should have taken the title off of her. Angelo
in the live chat, does Britt Baker still exist? She does, but apparently like Tony Khan's allergic to the dentist.
Probably somebody needs to put somebody needs to fucking hire a private investigator, man.
Now talking about now, speaking of Britt Baker, this is where I do want to make my take about this. The reason I gave AEW Double or Nothing a 9.5 out of 10 is because I thought after this match with Tekla retaining the championship, this would have been the perfect place for Britt Baker or Mercedes Moné or a debut to start something. Because Tekla has been a dominant champion, but the problem is I feel like a lot of us can't get invested in her storylines or matches because they're not doing anything after the pay-per-view matches when she has a dominant match.
Oh, 100%.
So I thought Britt Baker, oh my God, imagine she came out, the place would have freaking blown up.
Especially New York is not that far away from
They would have literally, in live time, Danny, they would have had to move the show live to Arthur Ashe. Because if Britt Baker showed up, that Louis Armstrong Stadium would have blew up. So I just felt like that was where that 0.5, I had to give it a 9.5.
I read
actually something after this match.
I read actually earlier today on
an attack on Tekla, a face off, something.
I read earlier on X or whatever regarding Britt Baker that somebody spoke with somebody like internally within AEW that occasionally Britt Baker's name will be like brought up as somebody like who's not being used and who's not on TV, but nothing creatively has ever been talked about over the last several months. So
I think they just.
I don't think Britt Baker's coming back. I think she's done. Like next time we see Britt Baker, I feel like it's gonna be in WWE.
It's gonna be WWE, and I think that's why maybe Tony Khan is afraid to showcase her on TV, because it's like he doesn't want to put stock in somebody that like already has their foot like out the door, even though it's not Britt Baker's fault why she wants to leave. She's totally valid.
But the thing is, bro, like she got taken off of TV with still 2 years left on her contract. That absolutely makes no sense. Like if she had like 3 months, 4 months, whatever left on her deal, and she was like still like contemplating going to WWE, I could understand. But like shelving somebody that still has 2 to 3 years left on your fucking contract, 2 to 3 years, that's a typical fucking contract for WWE. Like that's a significant amount of time. So that makes no sense.
But I do think like that's the reason why we're not getting her back. I think she already has 1 foot out the door. Why is Tony Khan going to invest TV time into somebody who's about to leave? Now, if I was in Tony Khan's shoes, I would have her come back. And guess what? You have Tekla here, a dominant champion. Have Tekla beat her. That adds to her dominant title run. But you see, I also understand because maybe Tony Khan wants to give that TV time to somebody who has both feet in the door and doesn't want to leave.
I'll be right back. I gotta go close my door. My dog's fucking open there.
All right, get out of here. All right, well, let's move on to the next match here, Stadium Stampede. Oh man, I'm glad I get to talk about this one. We had so many cameos with this. I think I gotta wait for Danny on this one, man. But guys. Oh, wait, Danny is back. He is coming back. But yeah, we got to wait for Danny on Stadium Stampede here. There you are. All right.
I'm here, bro.
I couldn't talk about this without you because I have all the cameos here in the slides. Stadium Stampede. I'm going to take this away. So we have Jericho, the Hurt Syndicate, and the Elite versus the Demand, the Don Callis family, and the Dogs. And man, let me tell you, everything about this match, from the tires that everybody wore to all the cameos to all the spots, not having blood, I actually really enjoyed this because it was a different extreme approach for AEW. But man, Ricochet, I thought he was in the MLB when I saw him wearing that. And then the Hurt Syndicate, man, oh man, this was great. I love that they all wore the suits. I thought that was a really nice touch. And then Kenny Omega smoking the cigar, first time ever smoking something.
Yeah, I saw that video on X.
And man, what a spot, man, from the Demand. 3 people on his shoulders. Looks like they have some big plans for Gates of Agony because they had some really good spots throughout this match. I think the Demand were like the only ones that it didn't feel like they were like getting their ass kicked the whole time. I thought the good guy, like it was a squash match, it felt like.
Yeah, totally on a Bishop Khan, man. Like I said this when they were the Gates of Agony and like Ring of Honor. I was like, how do you have these guys signed, but you're not gonna like utilize them on TV? And like, even though I may not be a big fan of Ricochet anymore, I may not be that big of a fan of like the Demand or whatever, I like the fact that Bishop Khan and Toa Leon are getting this opportunity because, bro, they're too fucking good, bro. Like they got the look, they got the fucking in-ring ability, like, you know, and like they are sort of getting somewhat of a push because of Ricochet has a lot of stock behind him, even if he's a fucking idiot when it comes to social media.
I will say I actually really like what they've been doing with Ricochet ever since he's been feuding with Jericho. I feel like Jericho's kind of bringing out the best in all 3 of those guys from the Demand. But we did get to see a little cameo with Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley. This was awesome because I remember him being
out of this.
That was just funny. I remember him like being on the mic for Lashley before MVP, and he would go, "That's almighty." And now, like, I do love this new character that Lio Rush has been doing.
Bro, look at Bobby Lashley's face. He's like, Look at this motherfucker. Look at that. Look at that look.
But Lio Rush, that was a really cool spot. I think nobody expected that to happen. And then, of course, we did do the Andrade spot where he gets a selfie and gets a girl's number. And it's Luchasaurus with the with the wig. Another perfect spot in this match. Like, I felt like everything just like fell into place here.
Bro, there was so much that happened in this match. You're gonna have to watch it fucking like 2 or 3
You have
times
to.
to fucking like.
I've already rewatched it. But Tommy Invisible making an appearance in the catering room, getting slammed through the table, and then Satnam Singh.
This was fucking hilarious.
I never thought in a million years, Danny, that I would be entertained by something Satnam Singh did. But tonight, or Double or Nothing, he proved me wrong. Because that was great, putting his face in the pie or the cake or whatever. And then a big food fight starts to break out.
Andrade looked like he was about to shit his pants, bro.
And then poor Connors, man. The poor punching bag of the dog, even though it should be David Finlay, that gets beat up all the time. Just getting thrown all around like a rag doll. And then we got another cameo from Luther.
Bro, when I was watching this segment, bro, tell me why I thought, like, in my mind, when I saw this, my mind thought that was a fucking bug zapper. I thought it was a legit bug zapper, bro.
Nah, like, man, I knew it was a tennis racket.
I didn't know, because, like, a bug zapper looks
identical
to a tennis racket.
And then Jericho started, like, smacking balls at Ricochet.
Yeah, the fucking, that I don't know what that's called. The fucking,
the rotating
like,
thing. Oh, then Jack Perry tries to kill Mark Davis. This is also
I want to talk about this real quick. Because I want to pull up the thing that I screenshotted and sent to you guys, because I think it was absolutely fucking hilarious. Just gotta find it.
But yeah, dude, overall, like, I really like, didn't all this like happen in like real time too?
So this was released by one of the dirt sheets, whatever. Jack Perry's bus crash triggered a citizen app notification for thousands of users, and the police were called.
I did hear about that in the media scrub. Tony Khan talked about that. But man, this was great. And then, of course, the good guys win. Let me tell you, dude, the Hurt Syndicate, the Elite, and Jericho, that is a dream team right there, because they totally kicked ass throughout this entire match. It felt like. And I knew instantly with David Finlay being on the other team, like, they were going to get their ass kicked the whole time. And that's basically what happened.
And, bro, like, Jericho doing that splash and the table not breaking. So after the match, he fucking did the
Sabu, paying homage to Sabu, man. That was also a cool little spot. But I agree, man. Like, it was a fun reunion. It was a very fun match. Angelo here in the live chat, this pay-per-view almost doesn't feel like AEW. They finally tried some different stuff. They did, and I think, like, sometimes you got to do that. You got to try new things, see what works.
And that's why, like, the fact that we had, you know, Anarchy in the Arena, you know, that's kind of what Stadium Stampede is. You had that match with no blood. That's what made what happened in the Darby and MJF match that much more impactful. And that was like a, oh my God moment. You know what I mean? If Darby would have bled in the main event, but also, like, 3 or 4 other matches on this card, you would have had a similar spot with fucking blood. People have been like, well, we've seen it before. But the fact that we didn't, I liked it.
I liked it, but I hope that, like, they kind of go back and forth. Like, there is, like, I like the craziness, like, and like, Anarchy in the Arena with the blood and stuff. I don't like when it's overdone or overused. But I think in this case, like, this does open up the door for maybe more big matches like this without color. I'm open to it, but I still do like the color. Like, I feel like WWE's got to do it a little more.
Like, I don't
gotta find the common ground.
I'm 100% fine with blood, just not overdone. Like, we don't need blood in like 3 or 4 matches on the card.
Agree. But then we do have our main event match, the hair versus title. This was a perfect fucking storyline. This is what, from Dynasty to Double or Nothing, what kept me invested actually watching the weekly shows. I really enjoyed everything they did having MJF, like, having little, like, segments and stuff with bald wrestlers, like, scaring him with the hair. Darby, like, being the one finally to, like, have control over something MJF doesn't, because always in the MJF feud, it's MJF who has full control. And of course, they have the history with the whole headlock takeover. So, like, having them like main event 2 of the 4 pillars of AEW, you couldn't have asked for a better main event. And they just over delivered. Here's Darby, man, up
And
on
then
the
Darby
freaking
did the
stage.
bang bang. He did the
bang
in
bang.
tribute to Mick Foley.
And he did a coffin drop off the freaking stage, which I thought was absolutely insane.
And he came up, his entire back of his head was bleeding, and that's what I'm saying.
Blood.
Like, you know, the fact that we didn't get blood really in any of the other matches, you know, this night, that spot was that much more impactful, man. And like, I really like felt the intensity.
Me too. And of course, MJF does beat Darby Allin because
with
Darby
a headlock takeover.
Because Darby just didn't have it in him anymore after the match. And I do love that part of the storyline, like the psychology of it, because they have been building it up for weeks. Darby's been defending that championship consistently every Dynamite, every Collision, every special.
Yeah.
And they have built it up. Like the last couple matches that he's had, looks like Darby like is starting to not really have it anymore. Yeah. And like I kind of like that, like the fatigue got to him, and that's kind of where MJF took advantage of it. Hit him with the headlock takeover. 1, 2, 3. He wins, which I'm so happy to see this man be a 3-time champion. And honestly, it made things fun. Like, I like when somebody is a champion in between big pay-per-views, because then, like, the weekly shows, it's better. Like, I feel like Dynamite the last couple weeks has been really good because Darby was champion and MJF had something to compete for.
Yep.
And then,
Should
of course,
we talk about what happened at the end of the match?
Oh, we're going to. I have it. Don't worry. MJF standing on top of Darby Allin like he did with Hangman.
That's a great shot.
Looking like they're pretty much going to be setting up Hangman's return, I feel like, at All In, maybe. But we did get a shocking heel turn to end the show. I don't think anybody saw this coming. Kevin Knight pretty much doing a frog splash on Darby Allin.
Yeah. Well, first, let's back up a little bit. You know, MJF looked like he was gonna fucking attack Darby. You know, Kevin Knight came out, trying to, be the good guy. And then he ends up turning on Darby. And that was a impactful moment. Even I was like, oh my God. Like, that made this, like, the last thing on Double or Nothing that we saw, bro, was Kevin Knight frog splashing Darby Allin. That kid is like a made fucking man as long as Tony Khan can keep elevating him.
I think they have big plans for this gentleman, because it seemed like, for me, like when he was going against MJF, like at first with the championship, the AEW World title, I was like, what the fuck are they doing with him? Like, he's not ready yet, because MJF absolutely like killed him on the mic the very first time that they went face to face. But then the match, Kevin Knight delivered, put on a great match with MJF. And it just seems like since then, he's got this confidence about him. Like now, like he can actually cut a freaking promo with some of the best. Because I felt like that second promo he did with MJF was way
like,
better.
what's Speedball gonna say?
Speedball, like that's another, like, you see, there's so much story here with Kevin Knight turning heel. And I think that
if I was Tony Khan, I would
cliffhanger.
If I was Tony Khan, I would open up Dynamite with Kevin Knight coming out.
Start the show with Kevin Knight. Yes, I agree. And even Angelo, man, look, somebody who doesn't watch AEW, I might watch AEW to see Knight's explanation.
I would start Dynamite with Kevin Knight. If you don't start with Kevin Knight, like show him arriving in the building. Maybe you have a reporter back there,
trying to get answers from him.
Yes. And he just walks right into the building. And periodically all night long, you have like maybe him and like pacing back and forth in the locker room. The commentary team is like hyping up, like, we're gonna hear from Kevin Knight. Like, what is he gonna have to say after his turn on Darby Allin at Double or Nothing? Like, hype it up, make it feel like a big deal. That's what AEW needs to start doing.
I agree, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to do here with him. And also remind you, too, here's one of the Easter eggs that I was talking about. So on a random episode of Collision, Kevin Knight had a backstage segment with Swerve. And basically, Swerve said to Kevin Knight in the month of March, you want to walk amongst killers, then you have to become a killer. And it looks like they slowly built this up because we started to see that attitude change slowly, but we didn't think that the last thing that we would see here at AEW Double or Nothing was this. And honestly, this is how you create new fucking stars.
Exactly.
And you see, that's the thing about Tony Khan. He is not afraid to throw his talent in the ocean. He's not afraid to let them sink or swim. And that's exactly what he did with Kevin Knight. Yes, it was risky, but guess what? You got a massive payoff because of that. And that's one thing I really don't like about WWE and TKO. They just keep these life jackets on a lot of these guys. And it's like, just take that life jacket off. Throw them in there. Let them make those mistakes. Because at the end of the day, if you don't let them make those mistakes, they're never going to reach their full potential. Look at John fucking Cena. The dude was wearing, before the whole thugonomics thing, he was about to get released.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you see, like without those failures that Cena had in the beginning of his career, he would have never got to GOAT status.
100%.
And that's why I'm saying, dude, like AEW, this is why they create stars. And this is why WWE, they don't even need NXT because they just knock on AEW's door when the talent is not being used right. And then they end up leaving and they go to WWE.
Yeah.
Because AEW actually knows how to make stars. It's just, they got to capitalize on it.
And like, when you really think about it, like, you know, guys like Moxley, guys like Jericho, guys like Swerve, guys like Ospreay, guys like Joe, guys like, you know, MJF, like, you know, MJF, you know, he obviously has a long time to go still, but I feel like this is gonna be his last AEW contract. He's WWE bound, I feel like, shortly. Within the next couple
I don't
years.
know, man. I'm like I think me and Rage were actually talking about this last week on the We Are Wrestling pod a little bit. I really, dude, it's tough with MJF, man. I do like, I believe Rage said he does think, because there was a report about MJF like saying like he wants to be the greatest wrestler to never be in WWE. Like he wants to like be one of those like Hollywood guys. Like, and there's 3 of them. There's Batista, The Rock, and John Cena, but there's not that 4th guy. And he feels like it's more rewarding if he does it without having the machine, having WWE behind him. And Ben made a good point when we were talking about this last week on the show. Rage was talking about how he thinks eventually, like, the time will come, and he thinks that MJF's going to be one of those guys where probably will spend most of his career like Adam Copeland in AEW. So like Adam Copeland with WWE spent the majority of his career as Edge in the WWE. And then towards the end of his career, he decided, I want to try some new stuff. And that's when he left WWE, went to AEW. So Rage was saying that he thinks MJF is going to end up going to WWE probably in like his late 30s, early 40s, which I could see.
I mean, part of me can see that anyway. Not necessarily the point I was trying to make, but like you have so many of these guys who are top stars in your company, and they have more years behind them than they have in front of them. So doing this and building up Kevin Knight to sort of like, let's say like, you know, like something happens to Swerve or something happens to Joe, like having somebody like Knight build him up to sort of like take that position. Fantastic move.
And honestly, I can't wait to see Speedball feud with Kevin Knight with that TNT championship.
Like Angela said, maybe, what if Swerve Strickland starts a faction? Him and Kevin Knight, bro.
Could do something there.
You, bro.
But I will say this, man. I do think that they could be building. Darby probably will be off TV for a little while. Mm-hmm. And then I think what they could do, AEW All In, Wembley, Kevin Knight defends the TNT championship against Darby Allin.
I don't know if it's true, but I heard Darby Allin's getting married like very soon, like within the next month.
Yep, I believe day after Forbidden Door.
So,
but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But overall,
obviously, you know,
dude, AEW Double or Nothing, what a freaking show! One of the best AEW pay-per-views they've ever put together. Top 3, hands down.
Loved it. Absolutely.
All right. Well, with that being said, let's get into a couple TV recaps from WWE. A lot of the stuff we are going to be talking about. Just want to put a disclaimer to the listeners, to the people that are here in the live chat, still with us. With WWE, a lot of the stuff with the TV recaps It's going to be talked about in our Clash in Italy predictions, which will be the main event of this week's episode of the pod. All right, well, getting into our next TV recap. During AAA over the weekend, Rey Mysterio was revealed to be the new general manager. What's your thoughts on this?
I think it's a fantastic move. Not only is Rey Mysterio like one of the most famous luchadors to ever grace a professional wrestling ring, but also you have the dynamic of him being now the general manager and Dominic Mysterio being the AAA Mega Champion. So like you have that dynamic too, and like how are they going to be able to coexist or whatever? There's a lot of story, bro. Like I think what Undertaker's been doing with AAA, because Undertaker's the head of creative for AAA now. Like the dude is fucking cooking, man. Like people are saying that AAA is like, you know, the best weekly show out of you know, fucking AEW, WWE, whatever it is. You know, it's just been fucking consistently good. So like I'm actually really looking forward to the AAA show on Saturday.
Yeah, dude, I have been watching more highlights of AAA because I just don't really have the time to watch it, especially on a Saturday night, because that's kind of where, like, I try to, like, relax a little bit from doing all the content creating, working my shoot job. But I do watch the highlights periodically with AAA, and I will say, dude, from what I've saw, Undertaker is cooking with these shows. Like, the hair versus hair, I'm excited to actually watch that match. And I think Rey Mysterio being general manager, I do really like this. But at the same time, I don't like that he's also a competitor, like competing on Raw or SmackDown with WWE.
Yeah.
But he's not wrestling on AAA, so like I could also like see why they're probably doing this. And he's like one of the most legendary luchadors in the business. So it makes sense there. Also, him and Dirty Dom, father-son, like you could really do a lot of storytelling there as well. So honestly, like I'm okay with this for Rey Mysterio, and this will be a good role for him once he decides to hang up the boots. And
plus, Rey Mysterio has you know, has stories with Vikingo. He has stories with El Grande Americano. Like there's a lot.
There's a lot that they could do.
Yeah, there is a lot.
And Rey's legit too. So like anybody that like sees something on social media with Rey working with just anybody that's a part of AAA, you're going to pay attention.
And everybody in the luchador culture respects and loves Rey Mysterio. Like the dude is like the biggest name when it comes to luchadors. Like you might not know, you know, Vikingo, you might not know, you know, La Parca, whatever, but you damn sure know fucking Rey Mysterio Jr. Like this dude is fucking like, you know, he's like the Undertaker of the luchadors. Like that's how popular this fucking guy is.
So, real quick, Angelo, Penta versus Rey is going to happen soon. I think they should save it for AAA, but Triple H won't. Agree.
I don't think they should do it for AAA because there'd be a conflict of interest because Rey Mysterio is now the GM of AAA, and if he's putting himself in,
I was gonna say, despite him being the general manager, like let's say this never happened over the weekend, then I would say have the match happen with the Intercontinental title. But because of the GM thing, like now, I feel like it's a little too late to do that.
Yeah.
But I do want to address this from Dan. Heard a rumor that Enzo and Cass might be returning to WWE. Did you guys hear anything about that? Yes, we did talk about it last week on the We Are Wrestling pod. Rage and myself, we covered like the whole Enzo and Big Cass rumor. And I think that it could happen. I could see it. Nice little nostalgia run. Do I see them winning tag titles? No, but I do see them like putting over some of the tag.
So a little update since last week. Enzo has been informing everybody that he can no longer take outside bookings. He is, you know, he's very close guarded, you know, he's not letting it too much out or whatever. But obviously, like, you know, if he was in AEW, if he was in TNA, like he'd be able to do outside stuff. He has told a lot of promoters that he can no longer do outside bookings.
I do know he did take a booking though for Awesome Championship Wrestling. I believe the show that they're going to be having in July, and which could be like the end of the summer. He probably has bookings until, but we'll have to wait and see. But we'll be staying up to snuff.
I know Cass's contract expires late May, early June.
Early June, yep.
For AEW.
And we already covered that last week. All right, getting into our last TV recap. This past Monday on Raw, it was revealed that Logan Paul will be out of action with a torn tricep from Saturday Night Main Event. Following the news of Logan Paul's injury, Paul Heyman told Austin Theory that any two members of the Division can defend the World Tag Team titles. Braun Breaker is now the other half of the Tag Team Champion.
You should
What's your thoughts on this?
You should pull up the picture that I sent in the group chat of that Logan Paul posted on X.
Oh yeah, I did see he posted something before.
I just posted, and you can put it up so everybody can see the extent of the injury. But yeah, Logan Paul, he tore his tricep. He's gonna be out. In his post on X, he said that the doctor informed him that it's gonna be a 6-month recovery time. Yep, there it is right there. You know, so
big scar.
He's booked up. But he said that he doesn't believe it with some prime and some workouts.
I did read that.
He's gonna be back in 3 weeks.
Trolling, man. I will say that tag team main event was great.
Fantastic. And I didn't see anything out
this
of
is
the ordinary.
Tag team championships should be defended on these freaking premium live events more often.
This is why we should not have 2 sets of tag team titles. We should combine if you're not going to get rid of the brand split, combine the fucking tag team divisions. I mean, you do it for the women. Why not do it for the men?
Angelo is right though. The tag division is dead. But I don't know how I feel about this. Like with the Vision member holding the title with Theory, I
don't know either.
I do think with this injury bug that this friggin' group has, because they all can't stay healthy except for Austin Theory apparently. I think that we need to get a new member in there if you're going to have them holding the tag titles, because I feel like with Braun Breaker, it just doesn't make sense right now.
Austin Theory's been going buck wild with the chair. It's only a matter of time before he gets fucking injured. I hate to break it to you.
I don't know. The Vision, man, they got to do something, man. I feel like it's ran its course.
They're accident prone, bro. We're not accident prone.
Judgment Day ran its course. The Vision ran its course. Let's build something new,
bro. The Judgment Day started out with Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and Edge, and now it's fucking almost turned into a fucking female group because there's only fucking Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough.
Not even a big guy in the group. That's why I really don't care for the Judgment Day, but
I am kind of interested in seeing this whole dynamic between Roxanne and Finn Balor, because I feel like she's gonna end up helping Finn Balor.
Yeah, I was gonna say
doing something.
It's bound to happen. But overall, it sucks that Logan's out, because I love Logan Paul in the WWE.
This is just gonna give him time to fucking come back even more shredded than he fucking already is. And I mean, who knows what kind of fucking, wacky new moves that he's going to come up with. The dude's extremely creative. So I'm actually looking forward to him taking this time off and maybe, pulling some new tricks out of his head, if you know what I mean.
I do agree with you on that. But with that being said, it's time to get into the We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. But before that, did you know that the We Are Wrestling podcast is no longer happening live on Wednesdays? Are you tired of being in a rush after working a 9-to-5 job just to catch the We Are Wrestling podcast live?
Hey, yo, where the hell is everybody?
Sometimes we lose track of time. Hey, we're wrapping up.
It's a new era of the We Are Wrestling podcast.
What's going on, We Are Wrestling Maniac? Got some news.
Just want to let you guys know that the We Are Wrestling podcast is officially moving to Thursdays starting June 4th.
The We Are Wrestling podcast is moving to Thursdays starting June 4th.
We Are Wrestling podcast is moving to Thursdays.
What's up, We Are Wrestling? We Are Wrestling is going to move to Thursdays starting June 4th.
Be ready.
The We Are Wrestling podcast is officially moving days. Instead of Wednesdays at 5 p.m., it's going to be now on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Tune in. June 4th.
Be there with Donnie, Ben, Danny, and even myself sometimes, your future Thunder champion.
At 6 p.m. Eastern time. Hope to see you guys there.
At 6 p.m. EST. Hope to see you guys there. Don't miss it.
6 p.m. I don't need to miss out on an episode.
There's no more excuses. you have enough time to get home, eat your dinner, and join us live.
Cheers.
The We Are Wrestling podcast is taking over YouTube every Thursday, starting June 4th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific.
Yo, the We Are Wrestling podcast is moving to Thursday starting June 4th. You already know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about the latest headliners, the rumors, the contracts, the controversy, who's pissed off this week, good booking, bad booking. It's time for the We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors.
You fucking mark!
It's time for the We Are Wrestling podcast weekly news and rumors. That's right, the We Are Wrestling podcast no longer on Wednesdays anymore. Oh, it's a new era here on the We Are Wrestling pod, like Danny said. But with that,
it's almost like we're moving houses, man. It's gonna be kind of strange at first, and then we're just gonna get into the swing of things, you know.
Yes, we are. All right. Well, with that being said, it's time to cover the news. And man, ever since we got off last week's episode of the We Are Wrestling pod, I can't believe that this has been a headliner here, this individual, but Ludwig Kaiser, the other El Grande Americano, got arrested. And this has been basically just the biggest news that's been happening throughout, from last week's episode of the pod to this week's episode. Lots of stuff to talk about here. We do have all the updates with everything from the first set of reports all the way till this afternoon. So to start things off, Ludwig Kaiser got arrested last Wednesday and was charged with battery. The arrest came after an altercation with another male, not a domestic situation as some were speculating. Ludwig Kaiser was arrested for allegedly attacking a man who asked Kaiser and his partner to please have some manners after acting an uncontrollably intimate matter in a shared lift. Kaiser allegedly punched the victim multiple times, pushed him to the ground, and then threatened further violence. Police stated that surveillance footage from near the elevator shows a white male punched the victim around the reported time. According to False Finish HQ, WWE is not expected to discipline Ludwig Kaiser following his arrest last week. And according to Fightful, this is the latest news we've gotten about the whole Kaiser situation. They believe the story about Ludwig Kaiser defending himself and his girlfriend from ICE comments was planted within the company. There was an unfamiliar number that reached out to several members of the wrestling media with the story and opposed to Kaiser or Andrea themselves, or a member of WWE's team. So what's your thoughts on WWE not disciplining Kaiser for this interaction and this whole arresting? Because this Saturday, he is going to be the main event of this special AAA in a mask versus mask match against Chad Gable, who's the original El Grande Americano.
You know, it's a very sticky situation because, you know, none of us were there. We don't we have theories, you know, we can say, oh, you know, this happened, that happened, maybe this happened, maybe that happened. We don't, unless we know, we need to see if there's any kind of security footage. Cause I would imagine apartment buildings like that have, 24-hour surveillance or whatever. That way they can, make sure everybody's safe. I don't, it seems like it's, a place where, you have to have money to live there, obviously. Not everybody has fucking, elevators in their fucking apartment buildings. So there has to be some security footage or camera footage or whatever that hasn't been released yet.
Well, they did say the police did see surveillance footage, and I think WWE probably doesn't want that to get out to the public, which is probably why we haven't seen any pictures or videos from this.
That doesn't matter, bro. WWE does not control TMZ. They do not control the police. They do not control.
Yeah, but you would think by now they would have the footage, right?
Well, I mean,
it would be out there. This news is a week old.
You have to remember this incident happened in April. and he just now got arrested. He turned himself in. That's how he got arrested.
Oh, wait, this happened in April?
This happened in April, and he I guess a warrant recently got issued, and it was the day after Monday Night Raw, and he was flying home, and he went to the police station and turned himself in. It's not like they went on a fucking manhunt looking for the guy. He turned himself in. So yeah, he owned up. He took responsibility. Who knows what's gonna happen? But it's like a he said, she said type of thing. Like unless we get some kind of like definitive proof or some kind of like security footage, like unless we know, like it's a very sticky situation.
It is a very sticky situation. Rage! Well, I will say this, though, about the whole Kaiser thing. We really don't know until we get really to the end of all this with, like, what's going to happen, because who knows, like, this will be going to, like, court or going to trial. Like, we really don't know what's happening. I'm assuming the guy probably knows he's a WWE star, so he's probably trying to get every penny he can from this. But we really don't know the whole situation, because like half these reporters are saying one thing and then the other reporters are saying the other.
I know Kaiser went to court,
but what
obviously for domestic, there's a little bit of the law that people need to know. If you get arrested because of a domestic incident, it doesn't matter if it's like considered like domestic abuse or whatever, with like a spouse and a husband, wife, whatever.
Yeah, you have to go to court.
There's no bail. So like if you get charged with like maybe like drunk driving, or you get charged with like a petty like larceny charge or whatever, you can usually post bail, get let out, and then you get told you have to go to court on a certain day. On domestics, there is no bail, so you have to stay in jail overnight until you see the judge the following morning.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw the judge, and they asked the judge permission, and I think the judge did write off on it.
Yeah, he
because
did
he's an international superstar. He does have to travel for work, so they are allowing him to do that. And he had to move. He no longer can live at that apartment building, and he has to stay a certain amount of feet away from this person, make no kind of contact. So those are the stipulations as far as like legally, like what's going on right now.
Yeah, so if we get more stuff, we'll stay on top of that. But it is one of those, like he said, she said situations.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, if you are a big star, especially with AAA, like we see the reactions that Kaiser's been getting with this El Grande Americano thing. He is a fan favorite over there. This is not a good look whatsoever. Like, this is not good, because like if WWE wants to actually give him that big push, and we've heard Undertaker say it, like he thinks Kaiser could be the next guy. Yeah. And I remember us having to talk about that like a year ago, which is probably why he's in the position that he's in with AAA. But like, we really, like, this is not a good look, especially going into a really big match that like this has been built up since the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Since Gable got hurt, actually. So like, this is not good. And I'm really curious to see what the outcome's going to be this Saturday between the two. Like, because obviously
my thing is
Kaiser's El Grande Americano character is better than what Gable.
Here's my thing on the situation. I do want to bring this to the table for discussion purposes, and I want everybody else in the chat to sort of chime in. If this happened in April, which is what was said on the police report, this whole incident happened in April. Why did just now did it get brought as a legal matter to the police or whatever? Ludwig Kaiser is an international name. Like, like he is, like, it's not like he's like just a Joe Schmo down in the corner that nobody fucking knows. You know what I mean? The guy's on TV weekly on Netflix. Like, he is known. So like, why did it take so long for this guy to report that Kaiser did this? That's one thing that's sort of puzzling me. It does not take that long for assault and battery charge like this. Like it wouldn't take fucking 2-3 months for a warrant to be issued. You know what I mean?
Well, we really don't know. Like, there's a lot of holes that just aren't filled here. A lot of potholes
Bro,
with
it's like
this.
fucking Tony Khan's creative booking.
Hey, he's been filling in some holes, all right? It's been getting better. But let's move on now to our last We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors, and then we'll get into the Clash in Italy predictions. During an interview with ESSA Magazine, Dirty Dominic Mysterio says WWE has lightning in a bottle with him, but they don't know what to do. Here's what Dirty Dom said. I don't think they know what to do with me. I'm too cool. They have lightning in a bottle and they have no idea what to do with it, so they're just letting it sit. I'm just waiting. I could have all the storylines, but like I said, they don't know what to do with me. I'm too good. I'm lightning in a bottle. They're holding me. I don't know. Like I said, I've beaten John Cena. I've beaten AJ Styles. Beaten Rey Mysterio. Beaten Damian Priest. I don't know what they're waiting for. I'm 29 years old. Kid's young. You've got all these old fossils in there and they're working. I don't know what they're waiting for. At the end of the day, I'm a patient man. I can wait. I've got the Judgment Day with me. I'm not tripping. If they want to put me on Clash in Italy, I'll put my Mega Championship on the line. It don't even matter. So, what's your thoughts on all this? Like, do you feel like Dirty Dom's booking has been kind of bad?
I agree. You know, at one point he was like one of the hottest things on the show, and now he's just one of those, like, you know, it's no big deal if you see him on Raw or not. You know what I mean? I do feel like he was so hot at one point, man, and like I don't know what happened. I don't know what WWE needs to do to really like reignite that fire, but like Dominic is not as hot as he used to be. I don't know if it was like the dynamic between him and Finn and him and like, you know, Damian Priest or whatever, and like that whole scenario that was going on like within Judgment Day. But now it's just like he's just that fucking annoying dude that hangs out with Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan is the main star now of that story, and it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, I feel like there's really just like I don't know why like they do this with Dirty Dom, man. Like he had a really good Intercontinental title run both times. And it's like he got lost in the shuffle. I don't think it's Finn Balor. I think it really comes down to the Judgment Day. Like it's ran its course.
Yeah.
Like what is it doing for any of them, honestly? Except for the only three right now it's benefiting is Roxanne, Raquel, and Liv Morgan because, of course, there's storytelling happening within that. But JD is just getting his ass kicked every week. Dirty Dominic Mysterio basically just lives lackey, for better terms. And like Dirty Dom should be going for the world championship. Like SmackDown, they could use that Dirty Dom heat on the show. So like it's like I really don't know what they're doing with him, and it's really annoying because he is only 29 years old. And that's the thing, like WWE should be building the future around this kid.
I feel like his heel run has fucking ran its course. And not necessarily like, you know, his role in the Judgment Day or whatever, but he's been a heel since 2022, I believe. You know, he turned at fucking at Clash and something or whatever over in Scotland, you know, turned on Ray and his dad and Edge to join the Judgment Day or whatever, and they had that whole story unfold. I think it's time that they write a story to where maybe Judgment Day starts to like see that Dominic isn't as loyal as they think he is. They end up turning on him.
Fuck the Judgment Day.
They end up turning on him or something, or maybe like Rey Mysterio gets involved. You know, JD and then beat up Rey Mysterio, and Dominic, you know, turns face or whatever, runs back to the ring, and fucking like helps his dad fend off against Judgment Day. I feel like that would get a massive pop with everything that Dominic and Ray have been through. Like Dominic fucking walked out on his Hall of Fame speech, for Christ's sake. Like, you know, I feel like if Dominic turned face to help his dad that's getting beat down in the middle of the ring, I feel like that would get a nuclear fucking pop.
He is due for a new face run because like this is something that we did
His
see.
redemption arc.
Well, this is something that we did see in the Ruthless Aggression era with Eddie Guerrero.
Mhm.
Like he was a heel most of his career, but like at times they had to turn him babyface.
Yep.
And he would still do the whole lie, cheat, steal thing. Dom could still do that. But like at times, like you have to switch things up so that you could have him work with new people.
Yep.
Because the problem is just they're doing the same recycled shit over and over again. And this is not just a Dirty Dominic Mysterio thing. This is most of the WWE roster right now type of thing.
Yep.
I really hope that like we could finally like figure something out with Dom because I generally believe like he is a future world champion. He is somebody that you generally build this company around. So it's like, why are we not doing anything with him? Like he was already like Rhea's lackey for such a long time before they actually had him start being a workhorse and wrestling in the ring. Like he's already been there. He's done it. He's a more complete wrestler now in 2026 than when he first was a part of the Judgment Day. So it's like we really need to do something new with the kid.
There's only so much more he can do as a heel. Like
it's time to make him a babyface.
He's done everything. You know what I mean?
I 1000% agree with you with him being a babyface.
Like I even thought about this. Like maybe like Dominic puts like his mega championship on the line against his dad or whatever. And then again, like, he's still a heel in this scenario. But at the end of the match, Rey Mysterio gets beat down. Dominic turns face. And, like that could be like his redemption arc. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it possibly can be. And I think that's the best way to do it. That's the only way it makes sense, actually. But Jack Roman here in the live chat. Dom's story right now in AAA is not raw. Angelo, honestly, I think the Judgment Day is holding him back. I agree. But with that being said, I think it's time that we get into our main event topic.
Let's do it.
And this will be the last time we ever play this video. I can tell you that right now. It's time for your main event topic. It's time for the We Are Wrestling Podcast main event topic. And today it is going to be WWE Clash in Italy predictions. And if this is your first time listening to the We Are Wrestling Podcast, you should know that Danny and I here, we're going to go over the matches and we're going to pick a winner, of course, but we're not going to right away move on to the next match. We want to talk about the buildup. We want to talk about our thoughts from Backlash to Clash in Italy. We want to talk about some of these buildups because some people have went over to new brands and there's been a lot that's been happening. So with that being said, let's talk about the buildup from Backlash to Clash in Italy. What was your thoughts on this buildup?
I think it was very consistent. Obviously, I love what Roman and Jacob doing. I've been a fan of Jacob Fatu since his MLW days. And it was like teaming with Zilla Fatu for a while, whatever. And I like the dynamic between the two. So I've been a fan of him since way before WWE. So I like that they see a lot in him as far as like a main event guy or whatever. Because they're not like Roman Reigns is their meal ticket when it comes to like popularity. Like Roman Reigns is the fucking guy. He's like, how Rock and Austin used to be, how Triple H used to be, how Undertaker used to be. Like he is the fucking guy. He is legitimately the head of the fucking table. They're not just gonna put anybody in a story with Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? They're not gonna want to waste that valuable time unless they really see something in you. And they see a lot of upside within Jacob Fatu. And I think Jacob Fatu is holding his own. Jacob Fatu is absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, he's been delivering throughout this entire program with Roman from the Raw After Mania segment to now. He has really held his own. And I actually love the new attitude that we're getting with Jacob Fatu. And it really feels like he's complete. This is what happens when you actually take a life jacket off of somebody and you let them sink or swim. Jacob Fatu right now is friggin' an Olympic swimmer with the way that he has been delivering against Roman Reigns. And I know Rage and myself were upset when Roman Reigns retained the championship at Backlash, because Jacob Fatu, like, he is more than ready right now.
Yeah.
But going into this prediction, I do think Roman is going to retain the belt because I don't see Roman acknowledging Jacob. I just don't see that. And we haven't got to see Jacob under Roman's guide.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, do we see Jacob losing 2 matches back to back against Roman also?
Well, with Triple H's booking, yes.
I mean, I don't know.
I want Jacob to win. Trust me. I want Jacob Fatu to win the championship. But you're telling me that they're not going to have Roman holding that championship at SummerSlam?
Oh, I 100% believe that. But, like, you know, Roman could always drop the title and then win it back. You know what I mean? Like Cody Rhodes did it. You know, why couldn't, you know, Roman do it?
I know.
And Roman's not Roman, as far as I know, Roman's not scheduled for he's not going to be going over for Night of Champions or whatever, which is in June 27th, I think, 28th.
Yeah, but didn't they like isn't he like now like been advertised for like a couple weeks of like Monday Night Raw?
He's gonna be on Raw, but he's still not scheduled for Clash in not Clash in Italy. Night of Champions. Why wouldn't he be on Night of Champions?
Why wouldn't he be? Because they like to flip flop with the world champions on the PLEs. Like Cody Rhodes didn't defend the championship at Backlash, so they're probably gonna have Cody defend the belt probably at Night of Champions, and of course he is defending it at this one here. But I do think that like overall, it's just I don't know, man. It's a tough one. Like, I really generally believe, like, Jacob Fatu is probably not going to win, unfortunately.
This is WWE's issue, bro. Like, building up somebody new. Roman has already said consistently that this is his last contract. Like, he'll still be involved in WWE, but this is his, like, once this contract...
Oh, exactly, too. Angelo points out a good point. Plus, Night of Champions is going to have King and Queen of the Ring matches.
Yeah. But, like, Roman has already said in interviews that this is probably his last contract. He's going to be riding off into the sunset. So, like, why wouldn't you want to utilize this time and build up Jacob Fatu? That way, maybe Jacob Fatu could take over for Roman after he leaves. Like,
you see, WWE is allergic to making new stars. That's all.
This is what I was saying. You know, I mean, you got guys like Punk, you got guys like Randy, you got guys like Cody, you got guys like Reigns, like all these guys. Like, you know, within the next 2-3 years, they're going to be gone. And then, like, who are you going to have next? Like, the WWE really needs to focus on, you know, what's best for business. They always gloat about that. Oh, what's best for business, pal? Like, what's best for business is building up somebody like Jacob Fatu, who still has many years left of his in-ring active career. And if you're going to end up building this guy up, I feel like now's the time.
Oh, I agree. Now is the time to give Jacob Fatu the championship. But I will say, like, getting back into, like, the overall thing with Clash in Italy, I do think it's not the worst build-up we've gotten because there is consistency with these storylines. There is matchups. Like, it does make sense, each match on the card in its own right. But I do agree, like, the Roman and Jacob, that's been, like, the big thing, like, really selling me on this PLE. Which also want to remind all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs that we are going to be live for WWE Clash in Italy this Sunday for a live watch along. So if you are looking for somebody to watch the PLE with, come over to the We Are Wrestling channel. And I know, Danny, over on your channel, you'll also be doing a watch along for it too.
Yeah. Isn't Night of Champions the same day as the fucking Luau too?
It is. Good thing it's going to be like afternoon.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, let's get into the matchups. So we're going to start things off with Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, number 2.
I feel like I wasn't expecting this match to happen. Like, we all were convinced. Like, Brock Lesnar needs to win an Oscar. You know what I mean? He needs to win a fucking Oscar.
No.
Because, like, everybody was convinced that he was going to retire. And that he did retire. You know,
he did retire, but WWE needed him because the ratings.
Yep. And like
with all the bad shit happening, WWE gave him a boatload of money, and Lesnar couldn't say no to it, so that's why he came back. I think he generally retired. Like in that moment at WrestleMania, like I don't think Brock Lesnar can act with tears. Like I generally don't believe that. I think WWE, like they gave him a shit ton of money to convince him to work until SummerSlam.
Yeah,
because they knew with Obafemi doing these stupid handicap matches that like they had nobody for him. They had nothing for him.
When Brock showed up on Raw and fucking like the Oba was doing his whole fucking thing or whatever, and it was dark, and fucking Brock just showed up out of nowhere. I freaked the fuck out because I didn't expect it. The only way I'll be okay with this is if Obafemi beats Brock Lesnar.
I can tell you that's not happening. Here's what I think is going to happen, though. I think that when it comes to like Brock Lesnar versus Oba, I think Brock Lesnar gets this win because Obafemi did win their match at WrestleMania. And then I do think that we get a third match. And I think it will probably happen at Night of Champions. And that's where Obafemi will win. They'll throw him in like a cage or they'll throw him in something.
Or I'll tell you this. This match. Oh, Brock Lesnar should win this match. And then the third match should happen at SummerSlam in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Obafemi retires Brock Lesnar officially in Brock Lesnar's hometown.
I wouldn't be upset about that.
Apparently, Brock Lesnar, the reason why he retired at WrestleMania is because he was hellbent. He did not want to work with Gunther. He did not want to work Gunther at all.
Yeah, that also could be a possibility there too.
So,
but I do think overall, man, like with Oba and Brock, like I'm not as excited as the first time, just because like I know the bullshit that's happening behind the scenes. Like I know why Brock's here. Like he generally did retire at WrestleMania, and now WWE is going to make us believe that they worked us.
Yep.
I'm not fucking stupid.
That's how WWE is, though.
But I do think like there should be a third match in place if you're going to have these two wrestle again. Like Cody and Brock, they had 3 matches.
Yeah.
Got to have a trilogy, but who do we have winning this match? Brock or Oba?
I have Brock.
Me too. I got Brock Lesnar winning this.
I hope to God this is a decent match, though. I want this match to go at least 10 minutes. I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm just saying. I want to see it. Do I think it's going to?
You're asking for too much.
Maybe, but this match needs to deliver, because if it doesn't deliver, then they ruin the perfect send-off, which was at WrestleMania.
Oh, that was the perfect send-off. I agree. They got to make sense. They have to.
Yeah.
But let's see here. And we want you guys in the live chat, man, to tell us who you got winning. Because we got Josh Toy Show saying Brock Lesnar. We got Angelo saying Brock. All right. Well, with that being said, let's get into our next match here on the card for WWE Clash in Italy. Let me pull it up. Next match we have is for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, will be defending the title against the Ring General, the Career Killer, Gunther.
This is a tricky one, man.
This is a lose-lose situation for both guys.
Why do you say that?
Well, Gunther, we thought he was going to go on this undefeated streak because he ended freaking Goldberg's career. He ended John Cena's career, ended AJ Styles' career. He beat Seth Rollins. So, like, now he loses to Cody Rhodes, and it's like, what's the payoff now? Like, you would think if he does, like, ending the career of 3 GOATs in their respected eras of wrestling, you would think that, like, you would maybe get a world championship run, and you would hold the championship for a while, and you would have a dominant undefeated streak, and then you would have a big payoff. Like, here's what I was going to assume here. Gunther ended these careers, and then he was going to get a shot, let's say, against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, because it is happening at Clash in Italy. Gunther beats Cody for the championship. I thought Gunther was going to hold this championship all the way until next year's WrestleMania. They've been building up Obafemi. Obafemi wins the Royal Rumble next year, going on to WrestleMania, has that moment beating Gunther for the championship. But you see, the reason why I say Cody Rhodes is winning this is because what happened the night after WrestleMania? Cody and CM Punk teased a match with the championship on the line. And we know that's happening at SummerSlam. So all of this was for nothing with the ring general.
Well, I mean,
all of this for nothing.
CM Punk is not scheduled to be back on TV until around SummerSlam. So, like, you know, they're not going to have enough time to, I feel like, build it up.
Oh, don't worry. They'll get their two big guys in there against each other. It'll be Punk and Cody. They'll find a way.
I don't know. I almost feel like we know Cody
Gunther
Rhodes
should win.
We know Cody Rhodes is not allergic to putting guys over. Like, he's put over a lot of fucking people since he's been back in WWE.
Yeah, but he's also put his foot down with trying to put people over, and WWE said no. Like, the plan with Drew McIntyre was supposed to be WrestlePalooza, winning the championship. And then WWE realized they fucked up, and that's why Drew McIntyre got the championship on the three stages of hell on that episode of SmackDown. Yeah. So I feel like Cody Rhodes is probably pitching for Gunther to win this match, but you think Triple H is going to listen? Fuck no.
I don't know, man. Like, I almost feel like we could get a title change, and like it would not surprise me. And like, we all know that Cody Rhodes is one of the most selfless people in the company, even though people, you know, don't think he is. Like, he's put over more people than he needed to put over.
I agree, but it's like, what do you do? This is why I say it's a lose-lose situation, because it's like, generally, like, what do you do next with Cody Rhodes if he loses to Gunther? Like, what do you do?
I don't
know. And like the same thing could be said about Gunther. Like, what do you do after he loses to Cody?
This is what happens when you know, WWE creative absolutely fucking sucks, and like, you don't have like back in the Attitude Era, like, you know, which is in my opinion the greatest era of professional wrestling, bro. You had like fucking like 12 to 15 fucking main event guys alone. Now you only have 4. You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do? Fucking, oh, Cody Rhodes drops the WWE title. He goes to Monday Night Raw and fucking, you know, gets back in a feud with Roman Reigns. You have fucking like what do you do, man?
And this is why I'm saying AEW right now currently is the better product than WWE, because guess what? Darby Allin lost his AEW World Championship to MJF. Guess what? They already set up his next program with Kevin Knight turning heel.
Listen, that was phenomenal.
What are they doing with Gunther and Cody?
Whoever
loses, they're fucked.
I'm gonna save my judgment for seeing if they can, because AEW has always consistently, they have a really good pay-per-view and then they fucking just drop the ball in the fucking follow-up. So I'm going to wait to see what happens tonight, and then I will pass judgment. Expect a message in your inbox at 10 o'clock.
I know, and I'm sure I'm going to be messaging you saying, damn, they have these freaking banger pay-per-views and then they can't freaking deliver on the freaking go home. Oh, man. So frustrating. But who do we have winning this match? Gunther or Cody? Who do you got?
I want to say Gunther, but I got to go with Cody. I'm going with the most likely choice.
Yeah, it is the likely choice. You tried convincing me otherwise. There's a reason I'm holding this right here. It's going to be Cody Rhodes. He's going to retain the championship. Everybody's going to be pissed off.
I can't even see the fucking
John Cena, Goldberg, and AJ fans. They're going to be the ones that are happy about this.
I can't even see the We Are Wrestling title. I see a giant-ass fucking John Cena.
Yeah, because he's my goat.
Where'd you put the John Cena cereal box?
Oh, it's somewhere.
This guy's been fucking $300 on cereal.
I did. I really got to make some room here in the studio.
I kind of want to Google when we get off here, like, what's the most expensive cereal purchase in history? You got to be like $300 for a box of cereal.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, man. Like, if you like keep like certain cereals from like movies and stuff for like years, they actually go up in like crazy value. Like, I look at like some of these old like Nickelodeon ones, like SpongeBob cereal from like 2004.
Yeah,
you could probably find one like sealed for like, I think people could make like $400 or $500 off of that, which is crazy. But moving on to our next match here on the card for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruca.
I'm going with my girl Sol Ruca, man.
Me too. New champ. Has has to give us a new champion.
Yeah.
We need a new champion.
If it wasn't gonna happen, like the one thing that trips me out is on Saturday night's main event. At first, I thought the Intercontinental title was gonna be on the line. Last minute they changed it. I feel like.
No, last week me and Rage did predictions for that match for Saturday night main event, and believe it or not, like that was a stipulation like the whole time, I guess, which didn't make sense to me.
So,
I was pissed about it.
If the title wasn't on the line, why would Becky Lynch cheat to have to win? Like it's unlike if she lost, she would fucking like lose the title. Like that part just trips me the fuck out.
Yeah,
I'm going with Soul Ruka, man. Soul Snatcher. There we fucking go. 1, 2, 3. Clash in Italy. New Intercontinental champion.
I really hope she wins the Intercontinental title. It's got to happen. I understand, like she hasn't.
Soul Ruka's the new leader, bro.
She is the new leader. I've been saying that too. But I do believe, like with Soul Ruka, like I get it. Some people are going to say, oh, she's not ready because she botched her finisher 3 times. That's just a coincidence, all right? You know how many times she's executed that finisher to perfection?
Do you know how hard? Do you know most people couldn't fucking even attempt that, let alone fucking hit it?
Exactly.
And this is what I say when it comes to pro wrestling. Like, I don't mind botches because it adds a level of realism.
It shows realism.
If everything was 100%, like if everything went by flawlessly, it would be too choreographed and it would come off fucking corny. So if a botch happens here and there, I'm fucking here for it.
Yeah, because it brings more realism to it. You hit the nail on the head with that. But hopefully Becky actually puts somebody over, because in season 2 of WWE Unreal, she said that was her job with the Intercontinental title, and I haven't fucking seen that. So hopefully I see that in Italy.
I mean, she tried to put over Maxine Dupree, but we saw how that went. Oh, by the way, on Monday Night Raw, did you see Maxine Dupree backstage with the Alpha Academy?
I did. I still want more. But that clearly they're doing their job if I want more. So yeah, I'll give you that, Danny. I'll take the L on that one. All right. Well,
we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
We did. That's why I admit I was wrong a little bit there. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. A little interesting. But moving on to the next match we have here on the card for the WWE Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley will be defending the title against Jade Cargill. So I do want to ask you, Danny, because I didn't really have the opportunity or time to really watch the full Saturday night main event. How was that 6-woman tag match?
It was okay. Charlotte Flair's pants kept falling down so you could fucking see her ass crack, majority of the match. But it was good for the fact that Jade Cargill, B-Fab Meechin were involved. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, that's good. So Jade Cargill is improving, you'd say, or
I can't even remember. I don't even think she was in the match that long.
Oh, I just had my freaking watch saying sorry, can't do that.
Yeah, it was okay, nothing groundbreaking, nothing spectacular. I think they went 15 minutes, which is decent, but it wasn't anything it wasn't like a fucking WrestleMania main event or anything like that.
Well, they did have a solid match at WrestleMania. I thought, I did give Jade Cargill her flowers that one night. Hopefully they deliver again. I'll be watching this match with the magnifying glass. But I really don't know here, because I could see them giving it back to Jade Cargill, but I don't see Rhea being a transitional champion. So I think I'm going to have to go with Rhea on this one.
I got to bring my dogs back out to the living room. I'll be right back.
Wait, who do you got, though, before you go?
I'm going with Rhea, man.
All right, you got mommy. All right, see ya. All right, well, moving on now to the next match here on the card. It is the main event match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Tribal Combat. Roman Reigns will be defending the championship against Jacob Fatu. And this is one where I really, really want Jacob Fatu to win, but I just don't see it happening. I think Roman Reigns is going to be going into SummerSlam as champion, which is why I think my answer for this one is going to be Roman retaining. Because I just think that like WWE is afraid to pull the trigger. They're afraid to try something new. And I think that a lot of us are just going to say, oh, Clash in Italy was a mid PLE, typical WWE PLE, same outcome as always. Like that's basically my prediction with this matchup here between Roman and Jacob. I want Jacob, but it's probably going to be Roman. Well, I shared my prediction for this.
My prediction for this match, you guys already know how I feel. I feel like Roman's going to win, but I really want Jacob Fatu to win because he's the next fucking guy. And, you know, when the Usos finally leave and Roman leaves or whatever, who do you think is going to be the fucking head of the table? Jacob Fatu.
Yep.
The guy's
and
already
also,
fucking made me.
And you see, like, that's the sad thing, too. Like, I kind of agree with Jack Roman here. WWE is not going to let a wrestler of Jacob's type hold the title. Like, I unfortunately kind of agree with that as much as, like, I hate to admit it. Like, I wish that they would try something different. Like, to represent their company, like, do you really think that they're going to give it to Jacob? I don't know.
I mean, they gave it to fucking Jey Uso, who had fucking like 3 fucking DUI convictions.
That's Jimmy Uso.
That was Jey Uso too. Jey Uso's got fucking arrested for fucking DUIs.
Oh yeah, you are right. Actually, I was having a brain fart. Angelo in the live chat. This is a good question though. Do we see anybody interfering? Because we can't just get Roman cheating again with a low blow or something weak.
I almost
we are getting some interferences,
bro. I almost feel like we are gonna be getting the Usos turning on Roman. Like, you know, they had like the last several times, you know, especially in the lead up to Backlash, like Jacob Fatu was fucking laying out Roman. The Usos were nowhere to be seen. You know what I mean? And like, you know, Jimmy and Jacob were fucking, you know, they have been having conversations. They've been speaking to each other. And Jimmy seems to understand more than Jay about the entire situation where Jacob's coming from. I'm telling you, I would not be fucking surprised. I don't know if it's gonna happen at this show, but I am not gonna be surprised if we end up getting a third match between these two and the Usos end up turning on Roman, because Roman has yet to apologize for everything that he's done when the bloodline was like, and he was like, you know, Sami Zayn was involved or whatever. Roman Reigns has yet to apologize.
That's true. And LA Knight and other people keep bringing that up to him in segments.
I'm telling you, man. I would
love to see that happen, but I think with a lot of the momentum that WWE has been losing the past couple months with the whole TKO thing, I do have a feeling that they're going to go back to what worked. And I think that the Usos are going to come out in this match because Tribal Combat, freaking Bloodline gets involved. All right. People get involved. Yeah. So there's going to be interference.
It's technically Bloodline rules. That's what.
So basically, like, you're going to get like interferences happening throughout this match. 100%. LA Knight probably will make an appearance, but I do think that the Usos are going to align with Roman Reigns, and we're going to get an old school bloodline. And I think Roman is going to beat Jacob that way. And then Jacob Fatu, instead of focusing on Roman Reigns, because he already lost to him twice, he's going to focus on both Jimmy and Jay. And they'll probably set up a big match with Jay versus
What
Jacob.
if we get Randy Orton over to Monday Night Raw? And
I heard Randy's going to be out for like the summer.
Randy Orton is supposed to be on SmackDown on Friday in Barcelona, Spain. By the way, if you guys join my streams, by the way, I do want a little cheap plug. It's okay. I can do this. Bang, bang. I will be live at 1:30 p.m. on Friday because I'm watching SmackDown live, because it's not worth me waiting to watch the pre-tape show at 8 o'clock. So I will, if you have a VPN or if you live outside the US, you can watch it along with me, but I will be live at 1:30 p.m. on Friday.
Hell yeah. Nice little plug there. But I really just think that they're going to go back to their old ways with Roman and the Usos, unfortunately. And if the Usos screw Jacob, there you go. Jacob's got a new program with somebody.
What if this happens? like, maybe the Usos get involved, right? And they try and help Roman win, but they inadvertently screw him, not meaning to. Jacob Fatu wins the title. Roman Reigns is all pissed and fucking like, I want another title. I want another shot at the title, this and that, or whatever. They set something up for like SummerSlam. And what if that entire time Roman is belittling the fucking Usos more than he's ever done in his fucking career?
Yeah, and then they finally turn on.
And during the next match, it's like a 3 out of 3 series. And during the next match, the Usos finally have had enough, and they turn on Roman completely, leaving Jacob Fatu to retain the title at SummerSlam. And then, because we already know Roman's going to be gone after the summer, he's only back full time for the summer. He's already said that. Come fall season, he's going to be gone.
I just really hope that like they just do something, because I could just see like WWE like realistically having Roman hold the championship until SummerSlam. He faces Seth Rollins. Rollins wins the belt from him. Like, I see something like that happening, which I hope is not the case. Like, I want something new.
That could, but like, I mean,
Jacob's gotta beat Roman.
He does. I don't know if he's going to, but he does.
He's not going to, but he does.
That's the only thing. The only way I can see it happening is if, Jimmy or Jay inadvertently, they go to super kick or super kick Jacob, but maybe they inadvertently hit Roman, and then fucking Jacob Fatu takes them out, and then he gives the tongue and death grip to Roman, and Roman has no choice but to give up.
I hope everything you're saying does come to fruition. Like, I really hope so.
It sounds like something that could legitimately happen. But knowing
WWE creative, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it's too good to be true. I hate to say
this is the first PLE in fucking Italy. They need to stop doing the cookie cutter bullshit, and they need to go off with a fucking bang.
Take a page out of AEW's book.
Yep.
And cut the ads.
They had fucking.
You don't want them.
They had MJF lose in fucking in 2 minutes with a headlock takeover to fucking Darby Allin. So like, losing to Jacob Fatu would not do anything to Roman's credibility. Jacob Fatu's a fucking animal, and he's proven that. He's like this generation's Umaga, bro.
Yes.
Every time he's been coming out, he has the fucking the fingers taped up or whatever. He's waiting to fucking get that.
Also, like with his entrance at Backlash, he was paying homage to Umaga as well.
Yeah. He's getting that. He's becoming that ruthless son of a bitch. So like, if Roman loses to him, that's not going to do anything to his credibility.
That's true. No, I agree with you. And I think that's the best way to close off this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling Pod. You and I agreeing for once.
100%. You're going to have to clip this and post it on social media because people
wow, the first time. That's what Donnie and Danny agree on something. Headliner.
People won't be able to believe it, bro.
Well, this was it for Wednesdays.
I know next week is Thursdays, man. So mark it on your calendar. Next week, Thursday, June 4th, 6 p.m. instead of 5. Gives you more time to, get home from school, get home from work, whatever you guys got going on in your lives. Sit down, eat dinner, and watch two fucking chuds talk about pro wrestling for a couple hours. And it'll be like a pregame to TNA Impact because that goes live at 9. And now that we're moving to Thursdays, we'll be able to go in depth with AEW Dynamite. So we'll be able to add more to the show.
And that's always a good thing to add more to the show. We're going to try some new things out as well. I believe We Are Wrestling team. We're going to have a meeting before next week's episode because I think we're going to try some new stuff out with the pod, change some segments up, do some new things because we're always trying to evolve here.
We're moving We're moving nights, bro. We gotta have some changes and some creative changes to make the show even better and bigger.
Absolutely. So if you guys have any suggestions on any segments you would like to see in the future, let us know down in the comment section below, because I know I have been seeing some comments of people talking about the We Are Wrestling Getting Put Over segment. Where has it been? We want to take a break from it because we have put over way too many people. We're kind of losing names.
Yeah, if you continuously do it, like sooner or later you're gonna end up running out of people. You know what I mean?
So like we're trying to think of some new stuff, but it's been real, man. Wednesdays live. This has been like a thing for more than over a year now. And it's crazy to see how much this podcast has evolved.
I wanted to go live. I wanted to make the
might be us three, be you and Ben.
I wanted to make the podcast live for so long, and you were very hesitant, and I'm glad that.
Well, yeah, because you freaking be right back, and then this is what happens.
Hey man,
I know shit. I know.
I have kids. Yeah. I have stuff going on, bro. I'm lucky I can make time for this.
Yes, I'm very lucky and fortunate.
A little behind the scenes info. I wasn't even gonna be here today. I told my wife I was taking today off, and she was like, "You better get your ass on the computer." So that's why I'm here. So I love my wife. Thank you very much
Thank you, Vicky. I love you as well. All right. Well, if you're looking for some additional content to watch, snack on, we have plenty of We Are Wrestling vlogs up on the channel. If you haven't checked out the newest one, the Awesome Championship Wrestling vlog, first time ever going to this, great show, great footage, lots of fun stuff in this. Also, the OG3, myself, Rage, and Danny went to Blitzkrieg Pro. It was never just a phase. Great vlog. We're in the front row just shooting the shit. You thought Aubrey Edwards was over at AEW? Oh my God, Gina is over. Also, we have New England Fan Fest vlog and WWE Fan Goes to Indie Show Part 2. 100%. And then, of course, We Are Wrestling will be live this Sunday afternoon for WWE Clash in Italy. So if you are looking for somebody to watch this premium live event with, I will be here probably bitching about it with all these ads. But hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast. I can't believe this is it for Wednesdays. It was fun while it lasted. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're listening to this episode, wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you're listening, please leave us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download and follow us as well, because you guys are killing it over there listening to us audio-wise. Like, our numbers have tripled within the past month, so we appreciate you guys from the bottom of our heart.
I would love to be able to get in the top 10 of fucking like Spotify or something. I just think that'd be fucking so cool. Could you imagine our name being in the same realm as like a fucking Jim Cornette or fucking Eric Bischoff or something like that? That'd be fucking insane to me.
Oh, I'd love that. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're already over on the YouTube channel where you can catch these episodes of the We Are Wrestling Pod live every Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. We have so much premium content on here, vlogs, live watch-alongs, reactions, hot takes, just so much awesome clips. If you're not following We Are Wrestling over on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok, go give us a follow on there. We have been growing tremendously over on the Facebook page with a lot of our wrestling news that we're sharing. So we appreciate all 11,000 people on Facebook. We need some of you guys to come over to We Are Wrestling, get us to 10K subscribers. But all the links are down in the description box below. You can go follow me over on my social medias, and you can check out my toy page. My links are down below. Danny, I'll let you plug your stuff. That's down below.
You guys can subscribe to me at Danny Huckins PW here on YouTube. I'll be live. I'm live every Monday and Friday for SmackDown and Monday Night Raw, and all the PLEs, the pay-per-views, or whatever. Follow my new Instagram, by the way, for those of you that are new and you guys weren't here at the beginning of the show. Instagram and WWE suspended my other Instagram account, so I lost 4,000+ followers. But I'm 3 followers away from hitting 100. So Danny H Clips is the new page. I don't know if that's gonna be like the definitive name I'm gonna keep. I might change it at some point. But Danny H Clips, I'm sure Donnie will post a link. And follow me on IG, man, because that's where all my stream clips and my reactions for all the weekly shows go.
Absolutely, and also too, Danny might be live this Saturday for AAA as well, which you do get additional live watch-alongs over on his page.
I'm about 90% sure
that you're not getting here on We Are Wrestling. We only do the specials. We only do the WWE PLEs, like the main ones, and AEW pay-per-views. Danny, on the other hand, he's out here doing all the weekly shows and stuff. Just more additional content.
What a way to end the show, man. AJ Styles and John Cena chilling outside of a Circle K.
That looks AI'd as fuck. Well, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we'll see you guys next Thursday, June 4th.
Yeah!
For the new era of the We Are Wrestling podcast. Are you tired of being in a rush after working a 9-to-5 job just to catch the We Are Wrestling podcast live?
Hey, yo, where the hell is everybody?
Sometimes we lose track of time. Hey, we're wrapping up.
It's a new era of the We Are Wrestling podcast.
What's going on, We Are Wrestling Maniac? Got some news.
Just want to let you guys know that the We Are Wrestling podcast is officially moving to Thursdays starting June 4th.
We Are Wrestling podcast is moving to Thursdays starting June 4th.
We Are Wrestling podcast is moving to Thursdays.
What's up, We Are Wrestling? We Are Wrestling is going to move to Thursdays starting June 4th.
Be ready.
The We Are Wrestling podcast is officially moving days. Instead of Wednesdays at 5 p.m., it's going to be now on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Tune in. June 4th.
Be there with Donnie, Ben, Danny, and even myself sometimes, your future Thunder champion.
At 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys there.
At 6 p.m. EST. Hope to see you guys there. Don't miss it.
6 p.m. I don't need to miss out on an episode.
There's no more excuses. You have enough time to get home, eat your dinner, and join us live.
Cheers.
The We Are Wrestling podcast is taking over YouTube every Thursday starting June 4th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific.
Yo, the We Are Wrestling podcast